This is London with Bitcoin Spike, and yes, guys, we have had a Bitcoin spike. We're going to go over the details. Exciting for the VIP, our top level of membership. Guys, let's go ahead and get in the room. Let's talk about the details on BTC. Looks like the Fed meeting wasn't so bad, and we had some good price action. Guys, way to go who booked a trade. You have to say VIP who are booking trades. What is going on? This is London. Let's go through the details. We had quite a run-up last night. Very interesting in terms of this run-up in the back, guys. We have the rooms in the back, etc., just so that you know, full of charts, signals, etc. Congratulations to Sean and Jubal booking trades. And last night we became a bit aggressive. I want to let you guys know we became aggressive in this zone here. I was putting forth aggressive entry targets, and yeah, it seemed like it, guys. The price action just continued to fly to the upside. We had a nice pattern that looks like it's being challenged a little bit in terms of this breakout, formalized breakout on the 4-hourly. We will get into the details. We will, guys, let me know. Hit the like button. I always say that so I know that you are a real person, not a robot. Let me know that you're a real person. I appreciate you guys being here. Looking at that breakout for the 4-hourly is very nice. If you guys caught the YouTube video, etc., hopefully you picked up on this. We caught it in the back. It was a very interesting breakout. And it just challenged that notion. We're going to go through the details in terms of what it did challenge, in terms of how it operated up and out of this line. You'll see on the 4-hourly, it was the time frame. I do believe it was the time frame to look at. Just looking at this level of resistance here to the level of resistance here. Look down into the price action. Do you see this hit on into that pivot? Excuse me, guys. Pivot into that line of resistance, this curl feature, and bam, up and over. Very, very nicely done. We'll dig into the lower time frames. I want to show you guys that level of confirmation as we make this. Let me make this green line white. A lot of you are wondering, is it going to go higher? Right? Is it going to go up or down? That's the one question we just don't. In terms of that, guys, we deal with the technicals. You guys know that we're prepared for the upside or the downside with targets for shorts on the upside to enter, targets on the downside, guys, for longs. Definitely. Now, in terms of that white line, let's dig into the lower time frames. Let's dig into the lower time frames and take a look at that specific level. This was that level. Bam, confirmation back down into. Once we got back up and over this level, it was kind of a difficult, I'll say it was a difficult level. I was telling the guys in the back, I'm like, well, this is classic Elliott Wave International. Olaf, hey Olaf, how are you, brother? Want to invite you to join VIP. Without a doubt, you got to join VIP, my man. Restricted zone space. Nice to see you there. But we would like you to join VIP. That's kind of restricted zone space there. That's our top level of membership, as you know, if you've been listening to the channel, etc. So what I'll say is, guys, hit the like button, please, so that I know that you're members, at least, that you are members or subscribers, something along those lines. I'd appreciate that very much. Looking at the details, we'll go into the Fibonacci's. We'll try and see if we can find a trade or two right now that we can book while we're live. Okay, we'll see if we can book a trade, see if there's any good entries or exits on support or resistance, right, or good pattern that develops. We'll dig into those details. Right now, we're riding this top line of resistance, okay? Now, this is a difficult pattern, guys. Typically, it's a very difficult pattern. I was excited to see this trajectory to the upside. Elliott wave theory, typically. Elliott wave theory is going to state that this inverted triangulation, you see the triangulation to the left here, really, right? That inverted triangulation would be a continuation pattern. Boom. So we're seeing that play out, meaning it started going up, right? We hit that formation and then boom, it continues to go up. That is what the continuation means. So looking at the details here, looking at this top line of resistance here, it would have been nice, I'll tell you, not to have retested that level of resistance at all. Period, guys. Not to have retested that level of resistance whatsoever, to just have trajected to the upside. If you guys are looking at, well, you know, dang it, man, I missed the trade. What am I going to do now? This is perfect, right? Say if you're down. Pathfinder in the house, my man. Hey, yo, what's up? I've been busy a couple of days. Sorry about that. Hope everyone is doing good. All right, Pathfinder, nice to see you, my man. What's going on, brother? Hope everything is good. Pathfinder in the house, in the chats. And we have a great community in the back. And Pathfinder is one of them, guys. He's a great guy. Very, very solid technicals. Now, looking at this specific level here, if we look at that specified 1 hourly on the bottom, and you guys, it's not a precise science sometimes. You guys know this. Look at the hourly. We push below. If you look at these pickup levels, we were below the 1 hourly here. We were below that 1 hourly. It's a key feature. As you say, well, what was the perfect entry? Let's go to the 4 hourly. You guys know I like that 4 hourly quite a bit. It's a pretty strong, it's either the 4 hourly or the daily that I really, really like to look at, guys. That 4 hourly, if we look at this 4 hourly on the 4 hourly chart on the lines, we did maintain, I'd say within a relative degree of technical conformance, okay? Nearly precise right there. Bam. You see that? That was a nice pickup. That 4 hourly multiple times along in this zone. We also used that 4 hourly for a nice entry. So anyone who was looking at that 4 hourly did well. Guys, keep your eye on that 4 hourly chart, please. And I let you guys know in that YouTube video, just let you know that in terms of the lower side targets, we had some bearish targets below that we could have reached. And I made a quick YouTube video this morning. And I essentially said, just beware of the fact that those are contained within a differentiated structure here in terms of not that macro falling wedge, but that this sub-indicated. If we were to look at this specific sub-indicated feature here, that yes, some of those targets were at least within that on the different time frames, let's say the hourly, etc. You would wind up expanding to where those specific targets were below or included within a different structure. So that made just, going right down to them a little bit, I'd say less likely in terms of that. An added challenge of getting back down through a level of resistance to achieve that. So, as you guys know my charts, okay, my charts. Let me go ahead and take this over to the side for just a moment. You'll see in the background here, this is overbought territory. We're in overbought territory here on the hourly. You'll see the hourly overbought territory acting, I'd say it's an opportunity for some interaction here. Interaction meaning downward pricing, buyers pushing up, achieving overbought territory. And it was nice to see it from this level here, achieving overbought territory. Let me clean this up as well so you can really see in the background. Let me go ahead and show you how this indicator is used. It's very important. On that 70. On the 70 on top, you'll see in blue there, that is overbought. The blue is overbought. That's the RSI over 70, right? So overbought, right? Operating as a momentum indicator, buyers continuing to buy. That's what we ideally want to see. Guys, it's a momentum indicator, RSI. So ideally, we'd like to see that every time. Nice to see it come into play for Bitcoin today. And I guess that Fed news was good for the markets. I think that Dow was up like 700 points plus, etc. Guys, good job on the day here. And in terms of Bitcoin spike, we just like to find the spike. That's the bottom line. Seeing a bit of an odd patterning formation here. I have to say, odd patterning formation in line with this specific expansion. You'll just see that level of prior resistance is trying to hold, identified in this area. Very important, I thought, for VIP. The constriction, once it was set in this zone, we had a bit of a rising wedge, and that was a little bit troublesome, guys. When we looked at the rising wedge in this feature, and we had drawn that down, I think something along the lines of that. And just the bearish feature, we would have liked to have operated up and above that line of resistance, guys, and it just didn't have it in it. So as we would look at the Fibonacci's, a lot of you are looking at Fibonacci's right now, entries, we're getting close to the 23.6. 23.6 as measured from the downside to the upside. If we were to look at this, let's go Fmr Retracement and just draw in just to review. And shout out to all the VIP. Shout out to Pathfinder, my man. VIP, hope you're doing well. Hope everything is going well, you guys. I know that the week is trudging along its way, guys. It's Wednesday. It's halfway till the weekend. That's good news. And I want you guys to be booking trades. Hope everything is going great. And yeah, shout out to me in the chats. Let me know what's going on. Pathfinder, what are you trading? I want to know, Pathfinder, what are you trading? And let me get that in the chats here. I want to know. That's the most important thing for me. What are you trading? Boom. There we go. That's in the chats now. As we would look at the opportunity potentially here, guys, while we could stream to pick up a 23.6, that would be amazing to be able to hit this Fibonacci level while we are alive. I say that because a lot of those Fibonacci levels in these lower targeted areas have really hit well. A few of them have pushed just beyond the expected, expectation, line, the level of expectation, the 23.6, etc. But we have had some good success, and you've needed to be a little bit, I'd say, careful on your leverage, without a doubt. As we look at the opportunity for leverage, you know me, you're trading Doge. Hey, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, trading Doge. Doge, looking at Doge, interesting. I just wanted to pull it up since you mentioned it. Very, very nicely done. FXS has been going wild. You guys saw that. GMT looks like it's trying to hold. Sheeb, let's just take a look at our normal favorites here. Sheeb doing a standard pickup on that, really on the daily from the 786. Nothing too surprising. It's been at that level before. It's going to need to break out of that descending triangle that it's formulated now. Luna, let's take a look at Luna. Has rebounded quite well from that bottom line of the Fibonacci, just under that 86. Very well indicated on Luna. So if you guys are trading Luna or Sheeb, nicely done. And ApeCoin got up and out of just almost near, I say almost right at that 50% retracement, about a 20% hit there. So that was nice to see as well. And let's see what Doge is doing. Doge kind of chilling. Will it hit back to the 86? We don't know. Looks like it's in a bit of a frustration here in line with, and maybe not so much of a frustration, a bit more. Could we make this into a descending wedge? That would be nice to see a descending wedge. I just have a feeling that Doge this year, again, may require a lot of, I always say just a lot of patience yet again. It's kind of famous for forcing the market participants to be patient. So I wouldn't be surprised if it does such again. Okay, so look at the framework. I have, let's see, let's dig in with BTC. I'm excited about BTC in terms of that move to the upside. Was it a spike? It was a spike. This was more of a move, I'd say. We've seen some spikes. We're called Bitcoin spike because we've really seen some launch parameters, like initiated launch parameters. We've really seen that, okay, in terms of the kind of move to the upside. It's been really incredible, some of the moves. This was a little bit more structured, I have to say, a little bit more structured, a little bit less aggressive than we would have liked, to be honest. 5 to 6%, okay. But I was out earlier today. I was like, is that really a spike? Yeah, there's a spike in the price action, but it's just, it seemed kind of like within normal bounds. So if you guys missed this one, BTC can do better, and I'm just going to say I expect BTC to do better. We want better from you, BTC. Looking at this downward channel, if you go to your 5-minute, I think that you'll see that the lines from the 5-minute, if you guys go ahead and dig into your charts here, the lines from the 5-minute do play well. In terms of a constriction on the 5-minute, going to the 1-minute, changes up the story just a bit. We have some deviation in this level. And Doge, BTC was, bull today for a while. It certainly was. It was nice to see, just for a bit, just nice to see that Bitcoin was in the green, and it didn't require people to short. Shout out to Sean. Sean has been a shorting machine. There's targets. He's on the extensions, and he is literally killing it on the shorts. Sean, that's your. I know that's your MO now. It's nice to know. I pick up on the different aspects of the traders, etc. And yeah, you've got the shorts just figured out, my man. That's the way to go. 2 seconds. Let me get a quick sip of water. If you guys do not mind, 1 second here. Thank you, guys. I needed that. Thank you very much. In terms of the framework here, it's not perfect. We're kind of in when Bitcoin decides to go sideways, it's never perfect. I should say that, guys. That should be one of our rules here with with the channel, guys. When it goes sideways, it's just not perfect. We'd like it to go up or down, guys, to a target. And looking at the framework here, we have this line of resistance across the top. We have a bit of I'd say a dual level of resistance. If we were to line this out, it's not optimally a flag, though it could express such still. We have a move to the upside, a downward sloping channel. We would need to get up over this line of resistance here. And someone asked me today, it's like, how high is it going to go? Just to cover the details, let's discuss that in detail real quickly here. Let's talk about this, okay, in terms of how high can Bitcoin go, or how high, what are the targets, right? If we have targets to the upside, and I will express these in terms of, we can talk about the micro and we can talk about the macro, okay, the micro and the macro. First of all, we're going to discuss the candle wicks. I want to just go through this and demonstrate on this level that we're up and out of even the most extended candle wick feature. That should be a good thing, guys. That on the candle wicks is a big level to conquer, get up and above, and we really want to hold that level. We really want to hold this level, so we're angling in up and above those lines on the candle wicks. It's really the most, I say, the top line extremature that we would look at. So looking at this specific framework, let's talk about what would the upside targets be. How would you come about forming those upside targets? Well, we would go to Fibonacci extensions, right? We'd want to know, with the preceding move up and this move down, where could we move up to? That's the bottom line, okay? We want to know. Let's go ahead and go into the extensions real quickly. Let's work this on the 4 hourly real quickly. Now, I would really like to see a move, to convince me. And this has been very, I'd say, productive on previous coins that we've looked at in terms of saying we'd like to hit the 23.6. It's not, there's nothing wrong with that. We'd like to see that 23.6, which is that 40,695. Okay, that first level here would really be an indication that yes, we are in the mode of at least a bullish completion. This first level of completion, bottom line. Okay, so if you're in at support or at a lower level and you're looking to complete to a level, me personally, like I really would like to see bulls perform at least at the first level 23.6, right? That 40,695. Ideally, looking up towards like the golden pocket, guys, 45,007 to 46,150. So that 45 to 46,000, 45.5 to 46,000 would be ideal. Just looking at the framework, it's a large descending wedge, guys. It's one of the biggest patterns that we've, it's on par with this type of a consolidation here. You guys know that. Not quite on par with this level of a consolidation here. You guys know that. Not quite on par with that level of consolidation. And yeah, Sean is killing it in the back. Definitely killing it in the back. He is, and I want to path. How is Doge? I have to ask you, how is Doge? Since you're here and you're talking, how is Doge? Boom, question mark. There we go. So looking at the entirety of this, it's a large feature. It just really, really is. We'd like to see we normally say the larger the patterns, the larger the expected move. To the extent that this is a bit more consolidated, I cannot reinforce the fact technically that right now the wedge is not this large. We could maybe make an argument at least, or a discussion point at least, talking about the fact, well, this was the wedge here. This was the wedge. This was the only wedge, and that's the only thing we're really looking at, and it's not as large as maybe you would make it seem up through this level of resistance, right down to support, resistance, support, resistance, support, because there is this consolidation down below. So to the extent that is I'd say a measurable feature, right, or a distinct technical feature, we could discuss that. Okay, I'm willing to discuss it. It's just that it's a well-formed, guys. We have that hit. You guys always know I like that hit. Bam, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, and we did fall off a little bit to the downside here. So that's the technical expression there. It became a little bit more constricted again along this line that you guys know well. Now let's look at this along this specific line. Let's get into the daily chart along this line, and it's nice to feel like we are off that line. Okay, that specific line from the resistance to this level here, guys, it was 3 weeks on that line. So it's nice to feel like we're off that line. I say to feel like we're off that line because we've been up and off that line before. You can see these levels of support, resistance, support, right? A little frustration before the resistance in there. You can just see, right? It's been quite a journey these 3 weeks on that specific line. Very tight trading, guys. If your trades have been frustrating you guys, just understand Bitcoin has the ability to do that, and then she may unleash. So you want to be around for that unleashing. And I find sometimes that people they give up just at the wrong time. Guys, I see that quite frequently. They just give up at the wrong time. It's a big deal when I see that. I don't like to see that, guys, with the traders. I'd like you guys to stick with it, to view trading for what it is, an opportunity to engage in market trade, and something you really enjoy. I'm pointing out this prior level of support to the extent that could operate as a level of resistance. We are tuned in, okay, to that aspect. We're also tuned in to the fact that we have set on the daily. On the daily, we have set nearly a flat line. Okay, we have come in a little bit shy, a little bit of a dissension here. It's close, though. On the 4 hourly, let's measure that. In terms of just a little bit of a dissension, you'll find that I think throughout the time frames, again, just a little bit of a dissension between this line here. Let me grab a fresh trend line between this specific hit here and bam, that next pivot in this zone. A little bit of a dissension there as well. We would carry through the time frames. Again, looking for, is there any time frame, right? We get to the hourly and we start to solve a little bit of the riddle. Yep, we're flat on that hourly. I had explained, and this is just unfortunate, guys. It's just a component. However, we did get up and over these specific levels in here, but we just have guys, it's been over the last 5-6 days, it's been continual. Flat top here, right? Then we had a flat top here, without a doubt. These were a bit off cadence, right? We got up into this movement here, and we did establish a preceding I say a pivot in line with a preceding level here. So let's dig into the lower time frames again. After we discuss the fact this is a big pattern, we would expect a big move. Bottom line on that 4 hourly again, just so that you know how I would put together the targets to the upside, so that we could feel confident that this is not a failure of a pattern or of a move. We'd like to see price move up to that 23.6. Now on the daily, again, I will reinforce the fact that and it's an interesting line for us to discuss. We can say this, an interesting line for us to discuss. Hey, Sean, I just see you. What's going on, Sean? Nice to see you, my man. In terms of what's up, guys, I'm going to say bam. What's going on, Sean? Boom. Hope that your trades are good. I'm going to put that in here. Hope your trades are good. Boom. Boom. There we go. It's always nice to see you trading in the back, Sean. You got a good eye, good hand at the market, without a doubt. Looking at this level of support, okay, looking at the carry-up feature of this on the daily, it's interesting because this specific 23.6 is right at that prior level of support, which could be turned into a level of resistance. It'll be a challenge to get up and over. So the market is looking at that feature right now. Just got back from an appointment, tuning in. Boom. What's up, my man? We got to put bam in the chats. Hope everything's going good with the appointments, everybody. I know you're busy this year, and I was talking with VIP, just chatting towards them. Actually left a message today. I was like, man, the market's supposed to be, it's supposed to be your fun away from everything else, the stress, the headaches, everything else you have. Yeah, the market's supposed to be fun, guys. You're supposed to enjoy your time. It's not, there should be no stress in the market. Just relax, enjoy the market. If you're finding it stressful, just maybe change the tune. However you can change that tune. Just look at the VIP as your kind of getaway space, right? You just need a little bit of time to relax, no problem. And I want you guys to look at VIP that way instead of anything that could, in terms of the market, if the market's been a little rough on you, guess what, guys? It's a little rough on everybody sometimes. You got to pick the pieces up. You got to stay lightly involved when it's indicating that it wants to play rough. You guys know that. You got to stay lightly involved when it's indicating it wants to play rough. And then if you're playing lightly enough, it's like, well, man, I should have gone the market's famous for making you think I should have gone heavier on that one. I should have, guys, should have, could have, would have. Don't worry about it. We're we're gonna get into some phases where price action is not in question. I'll just tell you that, guys. The market has a good way of demonstrating price action at times. We've been around for a lot of that. Angel, shout out on top. Angel has been around for quite a bit of that, invested in Bitcoin, $7.79, and yeah, in 10 years, you get to the mode here, where price action, the direction it becomes directional at some point. So if you guys are having frustrated times right now, just relax, and we'll wait for those kind of good times to roll around. It's just a matter of waiting. I'd say primarily waiting. And I'd say last night was interesting for me because it was the first night that I just have to say, it was the first night I was really comfortable just going to bed, relaxed with a 25x position. I was just, for some reason, I was like, I just feel like this is fine tonight. Just being at a 25x, no problem. And that for me was just a personal feeling that I had. We had tested this level of resistance so frequently, and I just felt like we're really going to be going somewhere. And some of it, I have to tell you, some of it was that I had seen some different hosts, etc., talking about the on CNBC or Bloomberg. They were talking about, and I respect some of those stations. CNBC, sometimes you can use them, for what they're worth. Bloomberg, I really appreciate what they say frequently. But some of the guys there were just like, I heard one guy saying, the market is not satisfied till everyone is hurt. The market is not satisfied until it takes money from everybody. And I was just like, whoa, man. I was like, chill. I was like, Bitcoin seems like it's in a bullish pattern. Seems like it's doing pretty well. So we're watching this little bit of a pour down feature here to this level of support. Let's look into that. Into those Fibonacci's, but no, the market doesn't need to hurt everybody, particularly if you're not, I'd say, and looking at the comment now, best moment was last year's summer with that ascending triangle stream. And that was nice, huh? Wasn't that nice? Yeah, and there will be different opportunities. We're going to get into different patterns, and the trick is to be lightly enough exposed until you really get into that high probability zone, right? You want to be in that high probability zone without a doubt. Looking at this feature here, now we have on the, it's an interesting take here. Let's look at the, and this is on the minds of the traders right now. Here we go. Another ascending wedge, in this zone on the we're going to say on the hourly. Very interesting on that hourly. Let's go into the 30-minute again, and we'll start to see, or the 5-minute. We'll start to see that wedge recompose itself. Very interesting that we would find that as a wedge on the hourly. All right, we're going to discuss the possibility. Now that is very interesting. That's an interesting dynamic to target down to. Okay, the question: would we want to, or would we need to formulate an actual confirmation on the line? Will we head back down to prior resistance to achieve on the line? We achieved one on the lower time frames, but on the larger time frames, will we head back down to prior resistance, okay, to achieve a kind of full throttle? I say full throttle because it's going to need to be full throttle to get back up and over with some momentum, guys. But in terms of that, looking at the prior resistance on the line, would we need to really get through and demonstrate that? It's going to be, we're really high up and out. I want to let you guys know that we're really high up and out. Let me go ahead and do this. Let me go ahead and snap to grid real quickly so we get into the framework here. Let me go ahead and snap to grid on the 4 hourly. Let me go ahead and extend the right line. Let's take a look at this. Yeah. Now, on if you do that, guys, if you snap to grid on the 4 hourly, those two lines, the pivots, you'll find that we do have this perfect hitch, and the hitch is right on top. The hitch is right up and over that line. To the extent that that doesn't qualify as a, guys, to the extent that that doesn't qualify as a confirmation, guys, that's a confirmation. Now, we could, I'd say within perfection, if we really wanted something perfect, we'd be up and over. I'd say a bit more, right, to establish establish the breakout. Then back to the level of prior resistance for support, and then boom, I'll move to the upside. But we have just, we perfectly look at that. We really set that candle out, up and over. But the market is going to assess, it is in the process of assessing this, looking at that 1 hourly chart. We can just say that as a matter of fact. And on the 1 hourly, you'll start to see, here we go, in lower time frames. Boom, back down to prior resistance. Boom, as support up and out. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. On the lower time frames, we have that confirmation. Bam, okay? To the extent that we're looking at this rising wedge, just remind yourselves, guys, that we frequently target downside price action with rising wedges. We just do. When we see a rising wedge, we like to see the apex completed, at least that apex level. Now we're up and we're free from, I'm going to say we're up and out of and away from these preceding smaller time frame rising wedges, those smaller targets. And let me go ahead and change these to yellow. Let's just do that. And I could have done that in the beginning. I'd forgotten we had done those specific changes of colors. I did that video, etc. In terms of if we're heading here or not, just always be cautious if those are within some sort of a pattern formation. Always be careful if you have to break it. Like, would you have to break down in through something you've already broken out of to achieve say your low side target, right? Freddie Hidalgo is in the house. What is up, my man? Just got home from work. Let's get it. What's up, Freddie? Freddie, we're so happy you're here, my man. And was discussing with guys today, like, I know that you guys are busy. And I'm going to put discipline, boom. And in terms of trading, discipline, because it's not easy when you're busy to have the discipline if you miss the trade, etc. And you may feel like you're going to be looking for weeks for a trade. Well, let me just tell you guys, and Freddie particularly, just have that patience and have that relaxed mode. Just kind of be in that cool mindset that you would imagine. Well, I don't know, maybe somebody else could have that mindset, but me, I get stressed out, man. I got to tell you, I get stressed out. Just, I can hear it on people. I've heard them say it before, and it's because you're stressed at work. It's not because you're stressed at trading, but don't let that stress overflow into the market, which you enjoy. If it's time to make money and you only have a limited time to make money in the market, that's when it becomes stressful, Freddie. You got to relax. You got to find your mojo. You got to find that groove and understand that those opportunities to make money, they'll come around, but you got to enjoy your charts. You got to enjoy your VIP. That's what it's all about, my man, right? In terms of 2022. I want you to be profitable. I don't want you to carry that stress from the workplace into like, well, this is your second job. You don't need a second job like this, my man. This is a very difficult job if you're going to call it a job. You know that, right? And in terms of, we just want you to enjoy your time with VIP. I want you to see this as a space away from the residual, just a fun place to hang out. And that's the bottom line. And you know it can be profitable. You know it can. We can find another few instances like when you first joined VIP. Well, you got to double the account. But just remember back then, Freddie, you were ballistic. There was no such thing as risk. It was time to go, right? So there's a catch to this stuff. I mean, there just is. There's a reality that can sink in. If you want to play big, you can play big in your spare time, but I'm just going to tell you, it's the bigger your gains at times. And who is this? Jubal. Shout out to you, Jubal. What do we got? Hey, what's up, Masterminders in? What's up, Masterminder? We're letting you borrow that VIP badge, my man. You got to join VIP. That's a VIP badge you have next to your name. Told you that last week, Masterminder. I also didn't see that email that you were going to send me. I didn't see the email, Masterminder. You got to hit me back up with the email, and we'll talk about VIP. Looking forward to that, my man. But welcome tonight. Hope you're doing well in your trades. I'm sure you are. But that badge is special turf. Look at Freddie up above you, Sean. This is some special stuff we got going on here. Looking at the level of support resistance. We seem to, let's look at this on the 30-minute. I'm going to try and clean this up just a bit here. What is the best, say 5 minute? This is BTC. She gets messy, unfortunately. We'd like to see a really well-structured, nice bull flag at this level. We don't have that right now. We have a downward sloping generalized level, let's say, or channel formation, but it's just not, it's not ideal. As we would look at this, it's not ideal. I would like to see straight lines. You guys know that. We would all like to see just straight lines. Let's go to the candle wicks and see if there's anything else that can I'd say inform us in terms of what's really going on here. Are we in a wedge? I'd say very likely that wedge formation on the candle wicks is a little bit enlightening in terms of what we're looking at, okay? And that's pushed a few times. You guys see that has pushed. Looks like the market could take to that relatively quickly. It's a nice, not a bad formation. You really have to go to the candle wicks to see it, guys. We will go to those candle wicks when required. We just will. Now, in terms of that bottom line formation, just understand this is a target. I'm just going to tell you. We could put a yellow. I'm going to put a green there, guys. That downside is a target because on the 1 hourly, we do have on the 1 hourly this specific rising wedge. Okay, we can bust one. That's nice. We can bust it. But the market's going to be looking at that as a downside completion. It just is, guys, to get at least that apex. We like when we formulate a second ascending wedge, if required, to, boom, get up and out. First ascending wedge, second ascending wedge to get up and out would be nice, okay? So let's see what we got going on. To the extent that we had a descending triangle, we have to explore this. I was looking at this, and to the extent that we established this flat bottom support here, you guys know that flat bottom support. Let's go ahead and dig into those details because, yeah, we did have the framework, that structured framework of a descending triangulation in here. We just did, guys, and it started to curve, right, just a little bit to the upside in line with that descending wedge, right? And those curves really started to play on the market. I started to see those. I'm like, yep, BTC is starting to be BTC. She's starting to work with the market a little bit in terms of those mixed signals that those ellipses can serve, right? Lessons, huh? If you want lessons, I don't know. We got a game plan. How about we do game plan? If you want to do game plan, let's do something beyond a lesson. Let's do some business. Let's figure out what we got to do this year for business. Let's figure out some big time money making opportunities. Let's do something big in 2022. Hey, Mastermind, something big. We could do something big. How about that? We do something big this year in 2022, Miner. If you want to do something big, we try and do something big. That's the idea. And Miner's an interesting cat, guys. He's got a huge mining facility, very, very nice mining facility, and he's a good guy. But one of these stories is like, if I could just focus all the time on my trading, you and everybody else, guys, as we look at this descending wedge here, it should be a bullish pattern to the extent that it is pushed a few times along this level of support. We do have a nice identified level of support right now. We've seen a lot of these fail to the downside, so be aware. Game plan, let's go get it. Okay, we'll talk. You shoot me an email. You guys, VIP are like, hey, he's always doing this. He's like, you shoot me an email, though. I mean that. Anybody, you guys know, any one of you guys, I did for the record, guys. I tried. As I look at the potential for the breakout here. Now, what do we know on this descending wedge? As we get a little more serious into the framework here, what do we know? What do we know, guys? We have expectations, we have preferences on the wedge, without a doubt. We'd like to break out before getting into the red zone, okay? And we have a downside target differentiated on the different time frame on the hourly. Is it going to make buyers a bit more cautious? Potentially. I'd say the optimal would be to have your positions from the lower from the lower targets, right? From these lower positions, just clearly, right? That's always the preference. If you can master the extremes in the game, then you can do quite well, guys. Not low. We don't want to buy low. We want to buy the low. Not we don't want to sell high. We want to sell the high. And a lot of that, guys, it depends on the amount of time that you're able to spend in the market. Period, guys. A lot of you know the technicals. It's not a question of like if you can understand or develop a strategy around. Sometimes something won't go your way. You know that. Maybe that's the reason why you lost a trade or something. A lot of times, guys, it boils down to the time commitment that you have, and you have to. You guys, a lot of you went to school, went to college, went something, or you have a good impression of the marketplace. You guys know this. You're like, man, that's a hefty six-figure job. And the amount of time I would want to spend on the market, et cetera, and it really to pay off, right? And you're doing other jobs, right? But you would need, 60, 70, maybe 75 hours a week in the market to really, really master it. You know that. So it's not easy, guys. It requires a lot of time. To the extent that we can make that journey more pleasant for you, that's what VIP is all about, guys. And it's not always, well, here, I'm going to give you the right answer so that you can spend 3 hours and still make that, 6-7 figures this year in the market. That's not the notion, guys. The notion is that you can develop your game to where you can enjoy more profits and enjoy your time in the market in that time that you do have. Okay, that's the notion, guys. And yes, people have made good money. Yes, people will continue to make good money in the markets, and there's no reason you should be excluded from that. But at the same time, just understand kind of the dynamics in play. It's not all it's a race to the first Lambo, right? It's we can do that. We it's like people thinking, do we have to run to it? What are the rules here? We have to run to it. But as you look at that in terms of your as we're watching a little bit of price action to the upside, bullish pattern. Let's see how strong this can play. And we had a preceding descending wedge earlier. I told the VIP it was up in this zone. I told VIP, I'm like, what percentage of these take off and blast to the upside? VIP know that in the back. They know that, right? In terms of that, like I say, like 2 out of 10. Expect 2 out of 10 of these to literally just go bam and just take off with no regret, no postcard, no anything. Just it's gone. Bam, it's up and out, right? Just 2 out of 10. And that's, I don't want to say it's being aggressive, but just bam. And I'm talking about just ballistically through the roof, some huge price action continuation pattern like we would like to see them operate as, just boom, straight lift through the ceiling, right? That's about a 2 out of 10 that we see in the market in terms of falling wedges. It's just that is the case, guys. That's and if you guys disagree, you let me know. But we'd like them to be stronger patterns. They wind up getting quite a bit caught up in this preceding price action. You guys know that. In terms of also folding back, the preceding one earlier today folded back on into the level of preceding resistance, right? So looking at this 1 minute time frame, let's look at that 1 minute time frame. We have an interesting line there from the 1 minute that will need to be beaten, that could be incoming, right? And we'll look at this. Do we have a bit of this is maybe a little bit reassuring, because this is not a strong, and shout out to all the VIP. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope your trading is going well. I hope your trading is going awesome. To the extent that you have other stuff going on in life, well, join the club, guys. That's literally the dynamic everybody's working with. And when you're finding that you want to do trading full time, etc., just know you can do it full time. And when I tell people that, they're like, yeah, this is what I want to do full time. Understand that also is full time, right? If you're full time trading, a lot of traders spend full time, literally, and people don't think about that. It's like, well, you'd be full time trading, right? From the ones that I've seen it. So I'm trying to clean up the act of the market this year a little bit with our participation in it, in terms of our ability to capture more value in a smaller amount of time, right? That's the idea. We want to capture more value in a smaller amount of time. That is the goal. All right. So a little bit of I'd say a few defects on the flag formation, trying to get up and out, however, to this through this line of resistance on that 1 minute. I know it seems like, well, yesterday was a lot of fun, and now Bitcoin's slow. It's the time factor, guys. It just is what it is. We would look at the, let's look at this in terms of BTC. Off just a touch, off just a touch. I'm trying to think of what went really well last few days. we had Ape picked up from about that 50%. You guys know that? Picked up from about the 50. You had quite a few coins that dug deeply and rebounded well, without a doubt. What else? FXS did really well, as FXS is a coin that I keep tabs on, and it was nice to see FXS do very well. It has a lot of price action. If you don't know FXS Frax shares, just check it out in terms of price action. It likes to get up and go. Ape was a little choppy yet again. I think it shot up like 20+% and then just boom, crashed back down to about 10%. So not, I don't know, guys. Ape's a little risky. What do you guys think? Huh? You guys saw Elon. Is he still doing that deal? You guys, it was funny. I told you guys in the stream. I told you guys. Let me go to, let's see, Elon. Is Elon still with the, let's see. Oh, no, he changed it. Now he changed it to this. You guys saw, what is this? Oh, the little kid with the rocket. Maybe that's him. Congratulations. But he says, looks, I don't know, seems kind of fungible. Did you guys see that? And it was the Bored Ape Yacht Club. He put the Bored Ape Yacht Club on there. Like, I don't know, I could rip this off if I wanted to, right? Very interesting. I kind of gave some bad commentary on Bored Ape Yacht Club the other day, just so you know. It was like 2 days ago, and I don't know. It could be a great thing. It's just when the big guys are concerned about it, I'm concerned about it, and I see why they're concerned about it. So that's just that is it. I'll say that is it. So it's interesting to see that. If you didn't see that earlier on today, make sure you look up some pictures from Elon and the. I don't know. It seems kind of fungible. It's funny. I got that over to Angel earlier on. I'm like, this is just funny. We were just talking about this on stream. Looking at the framework here. Looking at this technical bull flag, 1, 2, 3, 4. We get in this area of under completion here along the bottom, right? The 1 minute technical bull flag, and then we have a move to the upside in a downward sloping channel. I don't want to. I say this. We're in the position I don't want anyone to miss a possible trade, right? But I also don't want people going big. When it's like, did you catch the breakout? And this is where it's difficult. I want to let you guys know this is where it's difficult as you look at maximizing your probabilities, right? And without that, I'd say confirmation and real momentum, boom, move to the upside. At that point, it could begin to become more indicated in terms of a move to the upside, right? In terms of something to enter into, kind of making a little bit of progress, a little bit of headway here from this micro bull flag feature here. But as your job, your stress, your family, your life, everything from your wife to your girlfriend, whatever it may be, to your kids, to your hobbies, your lifting, your running, your soccer, whatever you got going on in life, to the market. It's just difficult when you don't hit the trade you want and the trade you were waiting for 3 weeks. This is the difficult part, right? So, and you don't want to completely adjust your life to where the market is all that there is. That's it, period. That's all I live, eat, and breathe is the market. Even then, with crypto, sometimes you'll miss it. You can set your alerts, right? If we want to walk away from the computer, I'll set an alert at this level, and bam, that should alert me wherever I am, right? At most of the times it does, but you'll run into the syndrome as well. And you guys know this. You'll run into the syndrome where whenever I'm watching the computer, the price doesn't move for whatever reason, right? And you're looking for price action, and it's like, I've been sitting here for 5 hours. The computer, either the computer's broken or the price won't move. Maybe both, right? But that is the market, guys. It makes it difficult when you think about, and I want to explore these other time frames a bit. Looking at the differentiated wedge that we have, essentially, I'd say to adjust our expectations, at least to bear in mind that we are dealing with I'd say a different framework here in terms of the candle wick, in terms of the candle wicks that may adjust the upside expectations of the buyers. Let's go ahead and measure out, were we to be able to complete this to the upside, that would be nice, guys. We do have a move to the upside and a downward sloping channel, so that downward sloping channel is required for the bull flag. Let's see what we can get into in terms of an upside target. How big would this move be if you guys wanted to get involved in it. And I know that you guys understand. I mean, it's fully right. Most of you understand the technicals quite well, to the extent that, and I'll just say this as well, some of you may feel a little regret, like, man, I shouldn't have let my position go. I should have kept my position. I shouldn't have sold out. Well, a lot of you also have other things going on. You have other jobs. You have other things that are literally, that you're having to take care of. And it's like you're forced with a position like, right now I could execute this trade, or I could let it roll over, feel careless, and potentially risk a move to the downside when you want to keep an eye on the price action. Setting targets can only get you so far, right? In terms of, I'm just going to set a take profit and a stop loss. You want to be involved in your trade. A lot of you will prefer to book a trade or not because you're personally involved in it, right? It's a big deal, guys. Potential, not a huge move. We would look at maybe a 2.84% to the upside. Not bad. Assuming we can complete that preceding move. It was a nice spike, guys. It was a nice move. And this pickup was a little bit rough. I have to say that pickup was a little bit rough. If you didn't catch it right on that level, I just tell you, it was a little bit rough. Let me go ahead and hide this. There we go. Hide that framework there. You guys know the RSI is on the back on the screen there, in blue slash whatever color that is. I think it's blue on the screen. Blue, pink, purple, whatever it is, guys. That's a 30 on the RSI. Oversold. So the good thing is right now that we're at an angle. I'm just going to say that for whatever that is worth. Right now we're at an angle. As you guys know, BTC frequently likes to get to where she's going in terms of price, and then likes to create moves like this. Gets to where she's going, and then likes to start to framework something like this to a, as we get into, you guys know this, right? And you're like, yeah, this is what again? And you start to look at like exactly what it is, and Bitcoin will do this, and then it feels like you have less than a 50% chance, less than 50% chance of determining if she wants to spike up or she wants to drop down. It just is the case. BTC is classically known for the grind, right? Just the grind. So when we have some, I'm going to say when we have some pattern fulfillment here, and you're like, how could you have less than 50%? Just try it. Sometimes if you're not really plugged into all the time frames, you haven't looked through every single, I didn't look through the 25 time frames, my fault, right? What did I do wrong? Fine. I didn't look through the 25 time frames, and find the one key on the one time frame. It's difficult at times, guys. So at least BTC right now is directional. We'll take it. Right now, what would be required for the trade? We'd like to break out of this top line resistance, right? We'd like to do so, confirm, and move to the upside with some momentum, right? Is there anything wrong with, and I just bring this to your attention, is there anything wrong with, if you're not in a trade right now, waiting for resistance to be broken, waiting for a resistance to support flip, right, in terms of that, and then getting in a position where you start to see momentum, right, and then executing a leverage trade on it. Is there anything wrong with that? Absolutely not. Zero. Zilch nada. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. That's fine. Booking a trade, bam, bam, bam. Getting into it and getting out. There's no problem with that, guys. Not at all. Now, there's also, that's a different approach. You guys know it's a different approach. It's a day trader approach. Big time, without a doubt. Now, this other approach, I'll talk to you guys. Because don't feel the regret, guys. I'm going to tell you, if it's not in your, if you're not situated or formulated for it, guys, like, man, I could have bought a support. I could have held this position from support. I mean, golly. I mean, look at this, man. That's 5.38% in a day and 5 hours. Dang it, man. I could have done that. Is that your mentality? I want to know, guys. Are you looking to book trades? Are you more the day trader mentality? Because the day trader, he closed this. Boom. That's it. Day's over. Yeah, moves over. Bam. In here. Moves over. Bam. In here. The move, if it comes, let's trade it. If not, that's fine. Next. Right? So that longer term approach, and when I say longer term, a day and 5 hours, for some people that's a long-term approach. Some people will not stay in a trade overnight. I'm telling you guys, some of the best traders in the world will not stay in a trade overnight, period. Okay? They just won't. They want to move cash. They want to move sometimes heavy cash positions, and they want to do it quickly. That's it. That's it, guys. They want to do it quickly. Bam. Make the money. Bam. Right? It may not be in Bitcoin. There are some desks right now on Bitcoin that are trading, but so that you understand and appreciate how your psychology matches up with the market. Just understand, guys, if you're frustrated for reasons like, well, man, I could have bought down here and I can still have it, and it's, it'd be 5% on leverage, it would be such and such. Understand, guys, understand that may not be the way you're going to participate in the market ever. You may never, ever decide to participate in the market like that. My position is 5 days old. I'm up X, percentage. That may just not be the type of trader you want to be. You may want to scale in. You may want to, let's say, hit the ones that you decide to hit harder, right? And trade with a different mindset than sleeping on your trades. It's the classic day trader approach is what, guys? Day trading. What is it? Opening up your trades and closing your trades at the end of the day. You don't have an open trade at the end of the day. You trade. You open up a trade when the market opens, and you close it. Boom. Now, some of the durational elements will come into play, and I kind of bring this up because we have broken out of a wedge, and I brought up an upside target. It's not going to get there in 2 seconds, right? Nor are we going to. And let's look at this. This is interesting. I'll say this is interesting that we have held this line on the 4-hourly. We're up and over this line of support on the 4-hourly. That daily is a little bit concerning. To the extent that the daily is kind of like a mirage, it's kind of like an illusion or a mirage. Is this line really in effect right now? Because it's been disregarded with this wedge big time, right? And we've always had the candle wicks below. You guys know that. And we just have, guys. We've always had these candle wicks well below. Still some room to catch below if we wanted to, though it looks like we're doing quite well in terms of price action. But I just bring up these issues in terms of timing, your participation in the market. How do you want to involve yourself with trading? That's the bottom line. Some of you are comfortable doing other things, and this is the thing. If you're full time or whatnot, some of you are comfortable doing other things. And doing the market, right? And the market, I guess the difficulties you start planning for, well, I guess the market's going to take up, X percentage of my time. I'm still going to make millions of dollars in the market, day trading, and I'm going to also have my other full-time business. Conglomerate, sure. You want to be a magnet in like 4 or 5 different, aspects of life. Versus, I just say, versus you look to the market to be able to relax, to chill, to make some cash, and just enjoy the market. You love the market, right? And that's a better, I have to say, guys, you look for the opportunities when they're there, but you don't. If you miss an opportunity, hey, man, no slack. It's a big year. There's a ton of price action in the market. You're going to catch your next trade. Looking at all these moves here, guys, it's a lot of move. This is a real micro move that we just had here today, and I don't want to soften anything at all to you guys, but at the same time, I want you to be a little bit realistic in terms of your approach to the market, because a lot of people will want to just, they'll have dreams of like, well, I just want to get in the market. I want to make $1 million this year, or I want to make $1 million in a day, or I want to make $1 million right now, right? As you look at that, guys, you got other stuff going on. You just do. So chill a little bit, relax, enjoy the market. Let it enjoy the walk of the market, right? You don't need to make it a full-on sprint, Formula One kind of nitro button. It doesn't need to be that all the time. And to the extent that those opportunities are there, let's get them. So I normally scale back out to see what we can. I just want to encourage you guys in 2022, okay, as we learn to implement the skills that will increase your ability to interact with the market in less time. Just understand that's a process too, right? And if that is a possibility, just appreciate that process and let's get through it. Let's see what we can do on that in terms of establishing that for you guys. That is my word of inspiration for the day, without a doubt. Let me see what we got here. Sheeb had a nice rebound. Sheeb indeed had a nice rebound. Boom. Without a doubt, Sheeb did. I thought that was interesting for Sheeb. We did kind of note it was low. I picked up some at towards the low. That was nice. Just, those were low targets. It was just so low. Question with that, can it go lower? People would like it to go lower to make sure they get that next 10x that she may want to offer. We don't want it to, maybe it'll be a 10x. We don't want that. We want it definitely to be a 10x, without a doubt, right? That next move for Sheeb, we just want that to move, right? So looking at the day kind of sideways here, let's go to the daily, 4-hourly, the hourly. Let's go into the 770 minute, the 30 minute. Let's go into the 5 minute. Let's see where we're at on this 5 minute. And let's see if we can get, we had this flat top across the top. That was a difficult pattern. Shout out to Freddie. Freddie noted, he's like, this wasn't perfectly flat in the back. He didn't enter, and I was just really excited for you, Freddie. when you noted that was not perfectly flat. I saw that. I got back from doing some technicals for the stream. I saw it and I was like, hey, way to go, Freddie. But we did try to express a bit of an ascending triangle here. Just a bit, and it wasn't bad. I'll say this wasn't a bad move here, but the key feature is we would have liked to have gotten We would have liked to have gotten up into this zone, and for buyers just to have been literally just knocking on this door, just boom, just relentlessly, right, to indicate the trade, bam, right to the upside. So buyers did fail that, and I think that looks like the chart that you put in the back, Freddie. Without a doubt, this looks almost exactly like the chart that you put. Real close on that 5 minute. It's close to being flat. I'll tell you that. In terms of whether or not it needs to be perfectly flat, each trader will have their level of expectation, their level of, let's say, their preference. Some will only trade a completely flat line. You guys know, just hit Alt-H on your trading view. Without a doubt, that Alt-H will provide you with the flattest line you can get. Boom, right? So, yeah, on the 5 minute, nearly perfectly flat, but we had some variation in that level there. So if you're looking for perfectly flat, you could test it on in through the different time frames, the 1 minute, etc. Looks like BTC is being a little touchy, huh? Being a little bit tough to deal with. We're going to go back to that 1 minute and see what that line looks like. We'd like to see BTC pick up, guys. I'd like to see her give you a trade. That's the bottom line. If you guys did not catch the spike, I'd like to see you guys catch a trade. So we do that quite frequently. We come at night, etc. And I'll kind of talk through whatever. We'll kind of chit chat in the chats. But I'd like you guys to catch a trade. There we go. There's a flat top here. Can this take? Always looking through the different time frames. I want to see the presence of buyers indicated on a specific time frame, right? That's just what I want to see. We have a potential level for a support line pickup here. If buyers can demonstrate, it's kind of like a 1-2 punch for the buyers. You guys know that. Buyers need to move in and I'd say bring price up to the preceding pivot. Step 1. Step 2, need to make sure we have an ascending line of support. That's kind of step 2. Then step 3 would be boom, up and out of this level. This is a nicely demonstrated ascending triangle because it has that 1, 2, 1. We'd like to 2, right, and then boom, up and out. We don't want a hook in, curl in feature, right? This is nice because we have this. Well demonstrated here with a nice hit at support, right? Then 1, 2, 1, 2, up and out would be great. We don't want to count. It complicates things when we're forced to count that. I'd say that hits you any kind of a roll-in situation, right? We're just not. It's not as strong technically. So can buyers pick up in the zone? Can they pick up in the zone? We'll see if indeed that could be the case, and we will note this level of resistance across the top. Essentially, it is inviting buyers to get up and out of this quasi-bull flag. I just say quasi because it's also on the candle wicks. We have a bit more of a descending wedge, a little bit less bullish than a bull flag. It's a bit of an extended bull flag at that, guys, in terms of the extension of the bull flag. And we'd like to see. I have to tell you guys, this. We'd like to see a little bit more of a. As we would look at this, a little bit more of a. Let me look at this on the 5 minute. How does it look on the 5 minute? Not too bad, guys. It's not too bad of a bull flag on the 5 minute. We still need the breakout up and over. We need that breakout, right? And the confirmation, then boom, we need some momentum. But the market's looking at that 5 minute. Not too bad, okay, in terms of the proportions. And why I'm saying not too bad, I'm always looking for the proportional elements here. Move to the upside, and then we want that proportion, right? We want that nice solid bull flag, typical bull flag feature, right? And we would like a little bit of amplitude here. We'd like the buyers to disengage at resistance, to engage at support, right? Disengage at resistance, engage at support, and this to be some real strong price action. Bam, 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 right? Either the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up and out, or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up and out can also do it. We don't like the 1, 2, 3 up and out. We don't like that, guys. Essentially, you're looking at a different pattern if we're just looking at 1, 2, 3 up and out. We need at least the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up and out, or the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up and out, just so that you guys know. So, Sean, I am to the point where I don't want to hold any of this stuff anymore. Get in and get out. Yes. I love to hear that, my man. That is just good, huh? Isn't it nice when you can trade and you understand the ability, like a good trade It's just, it doesn't come without risk. And as you modify your skill set to it, I think you'll get even more like that. That's the best thing I've heard in this chat in a long time. That is just awesome, and I mean that without a doubt. Best VIP. Let me see. Comment ever. There we go. Right there, Sean. I mean that. I mean that. Is that the best VIP comment ever? Possibly. I've gotten to the point where I don't want to hold any of this stuff anymore. Get in and get out. That's just great because you're having success with that. You're able to see some phenomenal returns in a short amount of time. You're not having to hold it and lose sleep and have it govern your life and all this different stuff. You see what trading is now. Trading is a little different, isn't it? And it's not without its risks. It's not without it's not a perfect solution to. There's no perfect solution to the question of how to make money in the market, right? It's not a perfect solution to it. It's a matter of preference. But as you look at it, looking for a line of support to pick up in this zone would be crucial for a potential breakout of this bullish flag that we're looking at. But yeah, Sean, you get it, brother. You got it. You got the bug, and it makes sense, doesn't it? In terms of that solution, it's like whatever solution this is, it makes sense if you can crank, hit triple digits, right? You've been hitting some near triple digits recently. It's been nice to watch. And Sean, relatively new VIP, just hitting it in the back, doing very, very well. Exciting to see what all you got going on, my man. So level of support, this is a buyer's challenge right now. Definitely challenging the buyers. Let's take a look at a few things real quickly. Fib retracements. Got to have Jackie Chan hands for some of those trades. That's right, Freddie. And we got to just be able to chill because I know you guys are busy. And I know, like, Sean's out on appointments all the time. Freddie, I know you're busy with certifications, etc., all day long. And to the extent that you guys are that you're, if you can frame it around it being like, the market has to be a solution for you, and it has to be kind of an overall, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, however you look at it. It can't be something that's going to frustrate you, right? And if it's frustrating you, I think you have the wrong approach, right? If it's like, dang it, I can't do this, dang it. Guys, that's not the right approach. I promise you that's not the right approach, period. Guys, it's not, right? Anything that you like, man, I can't do this. And I see that on the faces of some of the people I run into, and it's like, man, why are they in the market? Because there's nothing good. Nothing good is coming out of that for them, right? When you can understand the technicals and say, okay, in 2022, it may take 6-8 months, but I'm going to do this. I like it. It's fun. I'm going to get involved in it. I'm going to figure out right into that 86 on this secondary level of Fibonacci, trying to pick up as a level of support. Would be nice to see that 86 come into play, right? And as you look at it, I thought of this earlier today, and I really want to challenge you guys. I thought of this earlier today. Pay attention, guys. Pay attention. Now, if you literally traded, like big time, traded one bull flag all year long, and I mean like one bull flag, it was the bull flag, it met your qualifications, you were happy with it, you understood during the formation it was going to be a little bit aggressive to you, kind of feel maybe imperfect, etc., but you knew it's a bull flag, it's a move to the upside, a downward sloping channel. You knew it may drag you and push you around, etc. But if you traded one big bull flag, boom, move to the upside all year, here we go, what is this, 74%? All right, would you do it if it met your qualifications? Like that's just you start to think of, and aside from wanting to trade, then you start to think, okay, well, what if you got two bull flags all year long? Okay, now, because when you look at it, this was not easy to catch along the bottom. This wasn't necessarily easy to catch here. It was off the map. Bitcoin wasn't like really full mainstream. So if you're really involved in crypto already, you caught this. If not, you didn't, right? But if you look at this, look at this. What did BTC do over the last year? You guys are in the market. I'm going to ask you guys this question now. And if you look at the last working on 500 days, yeah, would you like to trade one bull flag all year long? Now we have other coins. You guys know that. We have other coins to look at. But in the context of things, right, would you just say, like, if you're trying to trade in here, it could be difficult. You guys know that. If you're trying to trade in this zone, that could be difficult. Yes, if you're trying to trade in this zone, it could be difficult. Copy that, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I'd say 2 parameters here that are relatively simple in 500 days. Okay, now the saving grace of this argument, and we'll get into this, as you would look at, because this area could be difficult. It just could be, guys. It could be difficult. This area can be difficult. I mean, once the range is there, of course, et cetera, but there's always like a complication around every corner, right? It's like, sure, it's still a range now, but there's a level of support to resistance there. You know, it continues to be difficult. So what I would say is the following. Like, what is nice is that, yes, all year long. Now, these are the bigger moves, right? I don't want just one bull flag all year long. What's nice as we get into the lower time frames, right? As you get into lower time frames, we may have circumstantial situation where we're able to identify, you know, the one bull flag all year. No, I don't want that. You know, give me a bull flag every couple of weeks is maybe fine, right? And on the lower time frames, you're going to find the repeat when you understand the approach in the market and your ability to deploy. I'd say some leverage, or you know, as you see fit, guys. If you're doing on spot, and you just enjoy the process. But I'd say to be able to recreate what's on the macro in the micro, it's just nice. And you may, what if you have one a week? You know, because when I ask you on the macro and you look at it and you see the availability, you're like, well, maybe I don't know, maybe, and you start to think, well, maybe even profit in terms of profit, maybe that would be fine. But that's 2 bull flags. Right, really 4 total. But as you would say, if you wanted to catch the that mid-level bull flag we looked at on the macro, would you you start to look at it, well, 2, well, you know, how much would you make on each one? You start to calculate it. You start to say, well, you know, okay, because a lot of you want to make money in the market, right? That's understandable. That's a good reason to be involved in it, period. No one wants to lose money in the market. That's not the idea. But as you look at the lower time frames, try and find yourself some sort of a plan that's attractive to you, some sort of an approach on of seeing more opportunity in these lower time frames, to where it's not all it's just not all it's not all difficult. You know, I want you guys to have a good approach in 2022. I don't want it to be a situation where you're like, man, this is the only bull flag we're going to, this is the only, whatever it is, because if you either caught this or you missed it, right? If you missed it, guess what, guys? We'll have another bull flag. I promise. We'll have another bull flag. Okay? Deal. Now, it may be on the 15-second. All right, it may be on the 15-second, and you may need to deploy quickly. Maybe it'll fit your schedule. The one that's coming up will be on the 15-second, right? Maybe it'll be on the 1-second, right? But you have to let that be an accommodating feature when you're looking at what the residual of your life is doing right now, what you're doing in the residual of your life, from your business plans to your family plans to everything else. Just understand, you know, you get into the 1-second time frame, you may have some more success real quickly finding your next bull flag, right? Yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to look like that, does it? Here in the middle of the screen? Not necessarily, right? And we'd like a little bit more of a move than that. I mean, that's, you know, you book that on some leverage, however you may look at it. That'd be, I don't know, maybe 15, 20%, right? So just look at the market and how you guys want to interact with it. Look at the lower time frames with some additional opportunity when you do have the time, guys, to be involved in the market. And I just want to encourage you guys that, I know your schedules aren't easy. I know you have a lot going on, but I also know that don't miss the or fear the missed opportunity, guys. Don't do that either before or after the fact. Calmly approach the market. If you missed everything today, everything yesterday, guys, it was up 5 or 6%. All right. Now I know that you guys can sit down when you're focused and you can book a trade for 50%, 40% easily, guys, without a doubt, right? But I also know that you need to be careful in your approach and be disciplined and focus on those patterns, even at the lower time frames. Maybe one of the difficulties is finding the lower time frame with that perfected pattern that you're looking for. Don't be in a rush. Be patient, okay? Consistency and discipline will get you there. Patience is like the hovering, like is the sky above. Literally, patience is going to literally be what's going to make the difference as you guys look at participating in the market. Like, can you find an ascending triangle in the next week? What do you guys think? Can you find an ascending triangle that's going to fit your requirement in the next week? A perfect one. Every one of you, I know for a fact, every single one of you is saying, yeah, I can, period, right? Now, it may be a nice one, right? It may be one with some frustrations or limitations. You may need to say, like, just scope yourself out enough in terms of your level of patience and your discipline that you don't need to slam into a pattern if it's not perfect. If you did that with this preceding, or let's say you said with the FOMC or with the Fed, et cetera, with Powell, et cetera. If he said, well, it's just a little bit, I just don't know. We don't know. Who knows? Who knows? If he just said, who knows? I'm going to sit this one out. Perfect. It went up 5 or 6%, guys. That's it. You're okay. It spiked. Yes, we caught it. It was nice. I caught it. I hope you guys traded it. If you didn't, cool. No worries. You're going to find another ascending triangle. You're going to find another wedge to work around. You're going to find another bull flag. You're going to find your next trade. And it's just my hope that you guys can find that in the context of, I'd say, some positive expression or positive interaction with the market, right? And that's what VIP is all about, guys. That is going to be the mindset that's going to be required 2022 for you guys to at least start that journey into spending less time with the market and having more results, right? Because the 10 hours, guys, I'm going to tell you, the 10 hours all night long in front of the screen, your pattern's not there, guys. Your pattern is not there at a time and place of your choosing. Cool. Well, what is there? VIP's there. VIP's in the back chilling out. Drop us a chart. Drop us a line. Let us know what's going on. Work on the community. Enjoy that element of your life, right? You don't want to be the guy getting tired, getting exhausted, staying up all night, frustrating your job, your everything else in the world, and your family, and losing money because you're not sleeping, because you're not, honestly, guys, because you're not in a good mood. You're already frustrated. You're trading angry, toxic trading. Now I have to trade. I've been up for 8 hours. Come on, guys. We got to get this thing in 2022. We're going to do it. We're going to do it, guys. I'm excited to see what else is going to happen. Looking for this move to the upside. Channel formation. I describe a lot of this, not that we need to spend all the time, but we go through some of the technical parameters to go through while we're streaming. Just kind of what you're looking at. Now, you may see just a subtle time frame of this, or a subtle picture of a lot of things that we describe, that I describe, that we go through. I trade a lot. I've traded a lot. You guys have traded a lot, right? As you look at this, understand, you may have a brief instance with the market where you dig in, okay, in 5 minutes, I'm going to assess the market. I want to see what's going on in the market right now. I want to see kind of what's on the frame plate in terms of potential for opportunities to take advantage of the market. If the advantage is there, great. If you're, heckin' far gone down in this kind of nebulous zone, well, we could hit down to support again. Well, we could head on potential, I'd say, for multiple moves. We're not right where I'd like to be in terms of a breakout move. You'll be able to identify that quickly. That's the idea. And you're on the 5-second chart right now. Okay, so how long did it take us to get down here? And you'll be able to scope into it peacefully, guys. I'm looking at this in terms of this is 35 minutes to get down here. Check the clock out. What's the clock say? What time is it? Is it 9, 10, 11 o'clock? Is it 7 o'clock? What time is it where you are? Some people are overseas. Maybe it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Happy afternoon to you. But what I'll say is this, guys. As you look at the market and you look at the pattern, if you are in some sort of nebulous zone right now, I guess this could technically go either way, or it could spend 2 or 3 further hours revealing itself to me, or 4 or 5 or 6 hours. Guys, you got to be in charge of this market. You got to be in charge of your participation with it. If it's going to take the 4 to 5 to 6 hours, or the 3 to 4, or 2 to 3 to 4, and you don't have it, don't give it to the market. Don't let the market take your time. Forget about it. Forget about it, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't keep checking that phone every 10 minutes. Well, I'm at work. I'm with my wife. I'm with my guys. It ain't there. If it ain't there, you don't trade it. You have the opportunity to trade a perfect one, okay, on a time and place you're choosing when you decide it's perfect for you, okay, when it's perfect for your schedule, when it's perfect for when everything fits together, right? And that's something that we'll work on a bit in terms of 2022, in terms of notifications or targets, because we've gotten in the back. I'll just tell you, we've gotten to where we're hitting targets, right? We're going directional frequently and hitting targets with some explanation in terms of this target may or may not play. And I just think there's a lot of potential in the back. We're seeing some really cool stuff, guys. You have to admit, like, if we could put an arrow somewhere and we'll go there, that's a big deal. We have one on the map right now, right? Would we short a bull flag? That would be the discussion, right? That would be what we would look at right now. And these are all considerations you would want to take into play on your own, right? Would we short into a bull flag? Is it a dangerous downside target? Again, because we're within a pattern. Well, we've capitulated below this line of resistance. What is it on? It's how much confirmation? We start to look at this. How much confirmation do we have? As you guys make an assessment in terms of your trade, how many? With what frequency, or with what probability you want to operate in the market. Some of you may require more confirmation than this. Copy that. We have the 1 hourly, a rising wedge on the 1 hourly. Okay, on the 1 hourly, we have one rising wedge on one time frame. Let's take a look at this. Is it just the 1 hourly? Is just the 1 hourly. Okay, it's not 4 or 5 or 6 time frames. You want to start turning these yellow? We start turning these yellow. We have one time frame, and I'm going to say confirmation, because you'll start to say, well, I want confirmation amongst all my time frames. That's agreement amongst all my time frames. Okay? We have one time frame telling us that we have a downside target. Okay, and conflict amongst the other time frames. When you sit down and you want to make your trade, when you guys decide your level of, I'd say your level of involvement in the market, when you make these assessments real quickly, that's part of what you're going to want to do, right? You're going to want to go through. Okay, is there agreement amongst the time frame? Is there confirmation or agreement amongst the time frame? Period, guys. You can do that assessment in 15 or 20 minutes. You just can. Now, the odds the trade is going to be perfect for you in 15 to 20 minutes as you make the assessment. And, well, hey, look at what we've got going on, and bam, let me get into this. You're going to spend some time with the market. You just are. You may watch a pattern develop for a while, and it's going to take some of your time. But I want you to take advantage of the trades that are there for you to take advantage of, right? And I just want you guys to see this as a positive thing in 2022 in terms of your ability to make quick assessments, and if it doesn't fit in your schedule, because guys, we have executives in VIP. We have guys who have their own businesses. We have some. I understand, guys. You can't sit there and just and do the market all day long. So these are just some tactics for you guys to look at and explore as you would explore them, guys, as you see fit. Very important. So the level of support is picked up. It was a frustrated line of support, right? That may be one of the easiest things for you to consistently engage in the market. As you look at how little time can you find in the market to participate in it, right? You may consistently be able to find a level of support, right? I sat down, I did the assessment on the markets, I got involved, buy at support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns, and hit your targets, right? You may say that you consistently have been able. We have a swing failure there, very interesting, a little bit of a swing failure, very interesting, from a higher low to a lower low here. Not exactly ideal, right? And you see that, maybe just be that's fine, no problem. I'm not doing it. I ain't gonna trade it. You may decide that, guys. Level of resistance seems to be broken here. Level of resistance across the top. Okay. Always the preceding highs to the left are potential problems. We have kind of a vacuum here in the bull flag and a vacuum here in this bull flag. That's important to notice. But we are getting some positive price action with this indicated ascending triangle on the different time frames. So yeah, that's first and foremost is a level of support. That's going to happen for you guys, right? Quicker probably than most other things that you look in the market after you do your quick technical assessment, etc. Sit down, do your technical assessment, look at your different time frames, look at your patterning, and look at your targets, look at your fibs, bottom side, upside. What is your risk and involvement right now versus maybe setting some targets if you have the time to set targets and play those out on the screen, or play those out with real time, with real market time, right? Or maybe you just want a quick flash trade, as Sean was just discussing. And I want to encourage you guys on those. I think that's not, I don't hear that anywhere, right? That's important stuff, guys. If someone would have told me that in the beginning, I'd be like, wow, okay, so I can do that, huh? Yeah, you can do that, guys. You can do that. So level of resistance respected thus far. Level of support would have been nice to see that really take hold on the upside, but I think you guys will agree that the level, like, okay, an entry at support, right? And as you look at an entry at resistance, well, it's a short, right? Ask Sean. He loves a short. Sean loves a short, without a doubt. We have a nice ascending triangle on this 1 minute time frame. That's not too bad. We lose the flat top, though, and we get into a triangulation. So we have some differentiation. Note your conflicts. Note your levels of confirmation on the different time frames. Do you have agreement? Do you have disagreement? Like that downside target, right? I turned it yellow because the only time frame that has that is the hourly. Are we seeing a move away from the need to recapture let's say a specific let's look at this rising wedge feature here, the apex of the rising wedge. It is on one time frame. We have on one time frame. That's it. So to the extent that that is that is indicated in terms of us needing to comply with one time frame, is that really confirmation? No, guys, it's not. That would be the opposite of confirmation, right? We would want to see all the time frames express, at least gauge all the time frames to see the maximum level of agreement we could see amongst those time frames. Okay, so we're seeing, dang it, just you got to say, dang it. We'd like this to be ascending on each and every level here. The market's looking at this. That's unfortunate. It's slightly ascending on the 15-second. On the candle wicks, we're lower. Come on, buyers. What are you doing, buyers? So again, support entry. Your level of support entry, you may also find like this. It's great that we come into discussion on this, because looking at this, you may find a tendency in the market to play underneath the line of support. You may start to say, okay, well, this is good. I just turned on the computer. I'm doing a market analysis real quickly. And yeah, the support line is right here. Buyers attempting to hold. And I'm going to go right in here. That's what I'm going to do. I want a little bit. I want to be that trade that the market comes down, freaks everybody else out that's in the market, that's long, freaks them all out, thinks is pushing where? Right down to me. Boom. Right? You may develop some strategies, guys. I look forward to you guys doing that. The majority of your good trades are not going to be on your handheld device. Okay? I'm going to say that for you. I'm going to say that for me. I'm going to say it for anybody. The majority, now you may execute with your handheld, as we're seeing the potential for a move to the upside. We need to pay attention to this, guys. This could be a good move for BTC. I will say that. As we have the other discussion in terms of kind of overall market participation, et cetera, this could be a good move. Looking for a breakout of level of resistance. Would like to flip it to support. We know that on this specific bull flag moves, that a lot of times she likes to boom, pop, get up and out, hold, right, attract orders, and then recapitulate. You need to assess that if you're in the market. You just do. Because the time that it takes to trade the bull flag can be hours. And I mean 3 to 4 to 5 hours. Okay? You guys know this. We've streamed a lot of bull flags. How many have frustrated here on and beyond? And we've even decided that's it. We got to let it go because of time considerations. And then it'll wind up and boom. Go find its target to the upside. So, yeah, time is not always your friend. It's not. It's more of the friend of the market. It seems to have all of it that it wants. I want to shout out to the VIP. Hope you guys are doing well today. And we're about midway through the week. And, guys, this is the way we want to spend the week talking about trades, congratulating everybody in terms of your participation in the market. Hope you guys are doing well. And what do we got? I can see a Doge 1 hour chart. Thanks, Pathfinder. Just got that in the back. Oh, did you go super trend on Doge? Nice super trend on Doge. Do you have another competing, what is that? Another competing, that's nice, huh? Let's take a look. Yeah, hold on. What do we got? Doge? Got to see Doge. Still got BTC, potential breakout here. And so, guys, just trying to bring you some of the elements here in terms of just like, how can we be cool with the market, right? Because the market doesn't have to always be cool with you. It leaves you out of a trade. It gave you a perfect pattern, and it didn't work out, right? There may be all types of things that the market wants to do that just doesn't feel like that shouldn't happen, right? That's not fair, right? Well, don't expect the market to be fair, okay? Expect it to be the challenge that you know it to be, right? And I'd say as you guys continue to enhance your skill set, it's going to be more and more your market. That's the goal, guys. 2022, I want it to be your market, right? Time and place of your choosing, right? Look at this nice bull flag feature here on Doge. Nice Doge framework. Let's see, what is that? 0.16 to the upside. What's moving right now? MTL, ETC, And you guys, you don't need much of a primer in terms of like participation in the market, but I like to give it to you sometimes. Look at FXS, nice hit. That's a framework there. Look at this. I mean, I want to say FXS, what are you doing? What's up, FXS? You are looking nice. Look at FXS. Yeah, that works, huh? That's like that reminds me of Near last year, doesn't it? Nicely done, FXS. Very impressive pickup, mid-level, right? Yeah, mid-level pickup. A lot of differentiation across the top. FXS has had so much price action, so much. If you've been paying attention, you've probably been making some money. Decent rebound on Luna. Ape still kind of in the dust below. We'd like to see Sheeb take off to the upside. It'd be nice from that 786 if you made some acquisitions below. Congratulations. Right? And the one thing that you can't excuse in the market, guys, if you're really looking at lower level acquisitions, is setting your targets. Guys, setting your targets below. All right? And I see a lot of people on 3L and 5L get in and not set targets because, well, it's 3L or 5L. I have to push the button. So I missed the bottom, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I missed the bottom. Let me just remind you guys, when you miss the bottom, that you could have gotten on spot for a long-term hold on something that's like at its 86, right? Really low, or 78.6 again. Understand that those 3L and 5L coins can be difficult to trade. They just can. Now, that's the benefit of futures. You can set your price on futures perfectly, guys. Okay? You can set your price on futures perfectly as if it were a spot trade, as you understand a spot trade. Very important. Very important what I just said. Instead of you hunting around and needing to, I need to buy that the 5L or 3L coin, and I don't know what the price is going to be on the 3L or 5L coin. I don't know what it is, but I have to hit it while it's down there. No, you have to hit your leverage trade, your futures trade at the price you choose, which is the price of the actual coin, right? You still don't own the coin, but as you look at the difference between playing, I say working with futures or working with leverage, that is the difference. That's a big difference, guys. You guys get that, huh? So we still have the ascending line with some differentiation here. So it's got a little bit, we say we don't have confirmation amongst the time frames. Buyers failed to come in on the candle wicks. I'll just say on the candle wicks, expressing a swing failure on that candle wick. We still have a slightly, mildly ascending line here in this zone. We just have a little bit of conflict there, a little bit of contradiction there. So, yeah, a lot of that is just intended to encourage you guys, okay? You don't have all the time in the world. You got beat up on your last trades. Okay, that's fine. That's expected. You got beat up on a trade. You're doing 10 things at one time, and you can't focus. Well, just learn to chill. Maybe you have one trade this next week. Watch all the price go green. Just watch it. Maybe you want to catch it red this time. Yeah, watch it. We had a day, man, everything was green in the screen. Everything was sizzling green. I'm talking about everything was up 15 or 20%. Okay, that's fine. You go sit down tomorrow and book a trade for 40 or 50% on a perfect pattern. When you find the one you'd like to trade, it suits your schedule, everything else. You get into your groove. You guys know your groove, and boom, everything works out. Don't worry about it. Let the screen go green, right? To the extent that in the back we have, we like to catch the spike, guys. Bitcoin spike, but that doesn't mean up at 3 o'clock, right? Up at 4 o'clock when you got stuff to do. Right? That doesn't mean, you got to balance this stuff out. You're going to have a good experience in 2022 when you're balanced. I'm going to say that. I want you guys to be balanced in the market and everything else in your approach. Get on those futures. Set those price targets. That's a nice way to operate, nice way to do business. You got to be patient, without a doubt. And what's up, Supervisor? You are welcome to join VIP. And you're very welcome to join VIP. I'll make that statement there. We don't discuss coins with everybody. This is a kind of exclusive group here with Freddie and Sean, a bunch of traders, and you're welcome to join. And normally people who just go ahead and jump into the chats don't join. So that's okay. But YouTube, they recommend it. We insist upon it. We just really do. As we're looking at the specific BTC bull flag, we're going to call this a bull flag on is the 1 minute. The 1 minute looks fine, right? We want to forgive it. Now, what's the consistent here? This is one of the reasons you guys like the market. What's the consistency we have here? Paying attention to technicals, are you? What's the commonality we have between this pattern right here and the bull flag right here? Anybody know? What's the commonality between this bull flag, this bull flag and this ascending triangle? Differentiation on the candle wicks. Okay? Listen, on the bull flag, we have the differentiation on the candle wicks. Bam. We push into another pattern, right? The wedge instead of the flag. On the ascending triangle, what do we have? We have the flat top and we have a boom, descending lower level of supports. Okay? So that's the consistency that the market is showing us right now. When you pay attention to these issues, I'm asking myself what the point of those coins. Yeah, in terms of that Pathfinder, big deal. As we look at that, we'll discuss. But you guys notice these subtleties that come into play, right? Notice the subtleties that advance. You talk about technical analysis applied to your trades. You need to pick up on these subtleties. You need to be able to do some variable analysis on them. Where's the advantage? You know, is this the challenge right now to the traders? Where's the advantage? Always looking for that advantage. Okay, so we still on the lines. On the line, we're being forced to stick with the lines now in spite of the candle wicks. We always say go to the candle wicks, right? So with the message right now on the 1 minute, you stick with those lines, right? Because we have two issues when we go to the candle wicks. On the candle wicks, we're trading something completely different. You guys know that. We just saw we're trading a descending wedge on the candle wicks. Different expectation for a descending wedge. So looking at the actual lines on the 1 minute, it's a low enough time frame. I want to say it's a low enough time frame. We can get past some of the arguments on the lower time frames, like the 15-second. I think you guys will agree with that. We can kind of get by some of the arguments on these lower time frames, the 15-second. When you get into, all right, well, you know, the 5-second really governs right now. Well, in the 5-second, you're going to have to really even scroll out, zoom out, and really engage your microprocessor, right, your graphics processor, to really be able to handle even viewing the entirety of that pattern. Like if you zoom, you have to hit the control button, get on the peripheral of your trading view, and hit that zoom button. Your mouse wheel, scroll in or scroll out. When you get to that point, it's kind of like, oh, you can just hit the candle wicks. It's going to show you the price action of the lower time frame, right? It's going to be the line on that lower time frame. So no need to really push that graphics processor. Although that is what it would do to your system. It starts to move slowly sometimes. A lot of data to compress when you're really zoomed out like that on that time frame. So that's what we're being invited to ignore, is the candle wick, looking for positive price action, not overexposed. And you guys look at the opportunity to engage in a trade, understand as well, on the 15-second, we have a near perfectly flat top possibility, okay, with a preference stated, and I'd say in light thereof, possibility for return to, if up and over, return to prior resistance. You guys know this, right? Now we just had a micro pennant symmetrical triangulation, okay, move up symmetrical triangulation into a flag in this zone, okay, and the preference stated over this specific ascending triangle, ascending line of support, flat top resistance, the preference would be the following. The preference would have been what we've seen multiple times. We've noted it multiple times, and put this in your toolkit, guys, as you look to operate in the market. And something along the lines of this, with a really well-structured internal. We've seen these just want to launch. You guys have seen these? Boom. Right? Looking at an internal bull flag, small micro internal bull flag those have been some money, guys. Down and below, bam, up and out. Those have been big, right? We've enjoyed seeing those. not necessarily the ones tucked up against the line of resistance. No, we want one that's kind of tucked in, like down into here, that bam decides to rifle up. Those have been playing in the market. If you had your eyes out, Luna had a nice one on that. I think that 4 hourly, maybe even on the daily. But nice bull flag, I'd say, development in terms of the formation. So looking at this, that would be the preference. I say we would have the possibility of return to prior resistance here on this 15 seconds. Then we'd have preference instead of the ascending triangle. Really, that preference would be that solid bull flag that boom wants to move to the upside, right? So just put those in that order. You want that solid bull flag, bam. Anytime you see those real tight, just real strong consolidations, just expect the potential, guys, for a strong move to the upside. Looking like we're getting out, up, and over. Important move, guys, for BTC. Let's pay attention. It's been a good day here since the Fed meeting. This would be a big move for BTC to get up and out. Let's go ahead and go to the 1 minute. And yeah, we've broken out. We have breakout. We're going to need a confirmation and we need confirmation and some momentum to the upside, without a doubt. Looking like we're up and over this line of resistance, prior resistance, trying to formulate into a level of support. We just hit back on resistance. It tells me the lower time frame probably has a hit of resistance to support. In terms of the, I'd say your interplay or your functioning with technology, guys, make sure that your technology is functioning. Make sure that your trade station is up and running. Make sure of all these things, guys. Very important, right? And I just can't state that enough, because a lot of people will have problems with the technology or something else. They'll be trading on their phone the whole time. It's okay for market execution, but to the extent that you're really working your technicals and we'll dig at a lower time frame. Working your technicals and your trades on the same device, it's very difficult, guys. Houdini couldn't do that, guys. Level of prior resistance to support, 15 second. Potential for a decent move here on Bitcoin. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Congratulations to all the VIP who are trading. I hope you guys are doing well. And 2022 has been exciting so far. A lot of price action to the upside. A lot of guys getting into their, I'd say, their trade game. Looking forward to you guys upping your trade game in 2022. That's the bottom line. We're going to have a lot of friends, and they're going to be good traders. And those friends are going to be you, hopefully, guys. Without a doubt, huh? We're going to have a lot of friends. They're going to be good traders, and those friends are going to be you guys. That's VIP. So we're looking forward to what 2022 is going to continue to bring our way. Looking at level of resistance, ascending line of support, slightly ascending with that differentiation here. We're not loving it. It just is what it is. You guys know that. We're being invited to disregard. We just are. Can BTC muscle her way up a bit here? Preceding levels of resistance are always potential take targets. Don't want to talk the bear into the room. Don't want to do that. Just want to discuss these levels of resistance, natural prior resistance, as we have this cavity or this vacuum in this area, this zone, right? It just is what it is. To the extent that you guys have been playing a little bit heavier on the breakout of that descending wedge, I understand that. If you guys played heavier in terms of your trades, we talked about 100 rounds, we talked about this and that. To the extent that you guys decided to play a bit heavier, because we were breaking out of a kind of a macro pattern. Completely understandable, guys. Completely understand. That's a completely understandable move for you to have made. To the extent that you continue to trade more heavily now that you're out of that macro move, I would challenge you, if you did not make a really solid entry and you traded heavier there on the exit, or let's say at the key level of support below, I would probably challenge you that you're going to continue to step it up here even now. You already booked one trade at a heavier position, and now you still want to stay heavier. I would begin to challenge you. I would want to know how consistent your trades have been, and I would just say that because when BTC challenges you, when the market in crypto presents a a frustration to you on its next fake out or its next 3 or 4 fake outs, I would want to see you playing with and trading with macro patterns. Unless you're fully skilled in the trade game. That's just the bottom line. That's what I'd prefer to see, right? That's what I'd like to see in terms of that with you guys, VIP, your participation in the market. So, but that's it's up to you guys. Just don't burn a hole in the floor with your trade. Just don't do that. What happened with the trade? He burned a hole in the floor with his trade. Oh my gosh, that's awful. Well, maybe I don't know what problem could have arisen or what all happened or how you decided to get in late or your phone fried and then your computer fried and by the time you knew it, I was in too late. You still got in though, right? It's like my entry was perfect and then everything went wrong but I still got in. I went to the other computer in the other room. I drove across town and then I still got in. No, guys. There's a sweet spot in all this. You guys got to know there's a sweet spot in all of this. As we look at the confirmation prior resistance to support, we have a hit there on the 15-second. What about that minute? What's that minute look like? Does she want a confirmation on that minute? Well, here we go. Can we deal with a confirmation on the 15-second? Do you guys require a confirmation on the 1 minute? You can get away with the move, I'll tell you this, because of the ascending triangle. Technically, you can get away with this move because of the ascending triangle. That's your risk. Okay? You don't have to have a confirmation right now because of this dang ascending triangle. There's your two-time risk, takes two to tango kind of deal there, right? Because breaking out of the ascending triangle, they've been trading frequently without the confirmation on prior resistance. Bottom line, okay? And Pathfinder, yeah, I completely agree with you. I'm just reading that. In terms of trading 3Ls and 5Ls, and since you've started futures, you're asking yourself what the point of those coins is, particularly with there's just so much opportunity for the exchanges to take advantage of the traders. I have seen it miserably. I have to say miserably I've seen it. In terms of the spread, you cannot get out of a 3L or 5L that moves, let's say that moves against you without paying a premium, a huge premium. And it's just been, I think some of the exchanges have gotten in trouble for that. To tell you the truth, I think some of the exchanges have gotten in trouble for that. Traders that want to trade a 3L or 5L or 3S or 5S, as watch BTC on the screen. I think some of the exchanges are being disallowed to even operate, honestly, because of factors like that. Very important to recognize that because they can charge you whatever they want to charge you to get in and out of a position after price reverses, right? Hugely important what was just said in terms of 3L or 5L. Those that spread on the entry exit on those, man, do they ever make a market price button on L Bank look nice. Hello, guys, big time in terms of that. Now we're seeing the flash back down to the prior resistance. That was an aggressive demonstration of resistance. Boom. So that's on the 15-second. Let's go to the minute, see what she's doing on the minute. And the minute is even a little bit more interesting here. You see this this feature here as we would look at, and we don't like what, guys? What don't I like to do? I don't like to trade bullish breakouts with a bearish pattern, with a bearish feature. I just don't like it. So when I say I don't like it, that would be me personally saying, no, I don't need this. That's it. I sit down for a while or whatever, and this might be on day 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever day I've decided to sit down in the market. But no, I have the discipline. I don't like that. I'm not going to trade a bearish feature out of a bullish pattern with a bearish feature. Now that may just be me. You guys may say, bring it on. I'm going to beat this. I have to beat this. I know we're going to beat this. That's fine. Maybe I just look at this in 2 seconds, like, okay, I have a potential bull flag. It's nice. I like the bull flag. Having a potential ascending triangle, differentiated, contradicted on the lines and the different time frames, and I have an ascending wedge. I don't like to trade breakouts of let's say bullish breakouts with bearish patterns. No, that doesn't qualify for me. I won't trade. That's it. Signed, sealed, delivered. Sayonara. Adios. No big deal. Oh, but it went up 5%. Oh, really? Wow. 5%. It went up 10%. Wow. Really? 10%. Wow, man. That's no big deal. That's an ascending triangle. That's a nice pattern. I like that on the different time frame. I don't like let's say the drop here on the candle wick. I don't like that. I want confirmation. I want the time frames to line up. I want the maximum probability trade that I can get. I don't want to just hammer into something with cash and let hope float with the position, right? Let my hope just float around with the position and the price and wherever it decides to go. I'd like more structure. So now that could be me. I don't like ascending wedges. I don't like bearish patterns with bearish patterns included and mixed in with a bullish feature. I just don't like it. Me. That's just me, guys. Right? I like to book my trades. I like my trades like boom, just like right in the punching bag, just bam, just as hard as you can hit it off the rafter in the wherever it's hanging up. Like hit the punching bag off the rafter where it's hanging up. That's what I like to do. Just bam. That's me. So this, it's okay if it goes up. Like for me, it would be okay if it goes up 5 or 6%. On this specific move, if it goes up 2%, that's fine. That's no problem. You say, well, London, wouldn't you get in here just forgive that a little bit? What if it corrects it? I could pay attention to it. I can still pay attention to it, but if I get the resistance flip to the support, all right, if I get that resistance flip to the support in this zone, if we can, work something out well here, but it's making me a little bit more, it's just, I don't like a bearish breakout. That's just me. Now, if she goes up 2%, what am I going to do? My gosh, man, what am I going to do? Tomorrow morning, I'm probably going to go have a cappuccino, and I'm going to go hammer out a trade on some pattern that I like, and I'm going to go hit. I could care less what the overall price does if it doesn't match my expectations. Now, those are my expectations. Yours may be completely different. You may be a risk soldier. You may decide to get into it and it's going to go the direction you want to. You have that threshold. You've got backup cash. You don't care. You enjoy it. If you spill and burn a hole in the floor with your trade, you don't care. Big deal. Light another one on fire. Let's bring it. Let's do this, right? That's why you showed up to the game. That may be you. This may be me. But I just like those high probability trades. If you want to burn a hole in the floor with your trade, you can do that, guys. And it may not be on this one, but you understand the risk componentry and what makes a quote unquote perfect trade. Oh yeah, it's got to be. There's no such thing as a perfect trade. There's no such thing as an easy trade, right? You guys know that. Sometimes there's easy trades. Sometimes there's perfect trades. But looking at this, I always comment to you guys in terms of the bearish feature. I just don't like it. I don't like looking at a bullish feature with a bearish feature just like pasted over the top of it. It's just not my deal. And well, unfortunately on Ethereum, if you didn't catch the top when I called the top, I ain't talking to you. I ain't talking to you, miner. If you didn't catch the top when I caught the top, man, asking me if it's going to go lower, man. Come on, miner. Did you catch the top when I said the fifth wave on the top? Elliott Wave International talking to me saying they caught the top, etc. I hope you did. I hope you sold at the top. Man. NFT. You're going to buy an NFT? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to buy a monkey NFT, miner? Huh? I have to ask. You want to buy a Bored Ape Yacht Club, huh? I'm not going to tell you where to buy Ethereum at. You're going to buy one of those monkeys. No way. Without a doubt. Not going to happen. If you're buying monkeys, I don't even want to help you. If you want to buy monkeys, monkey pictures, I'm with Elon on that one and Vlad. So we got to talk about the monkey cash, the monkey stash. We ain't building a monkey stash around here. So boom, move to the upside. All right. Now, if I don't like that, it's inviting me to invest in a long position over the top of an ascending wedge. I may just have a literal fundamental disagreement with doing that. Literally, I just refuse me to do it. Okay? That's fine if you want to do it. I think that's great if you guys decide to do that. I just may have something against it. Now, if it goes and hammers to the upside, well, glory, hallelujah, let's roll, right? You guys, if you want to trade, you want to catch the momentum, I want those good trades. It bothers me. And I'm one of those guys, I get bothered by the fact that we're in a condition of being over a bearish pattern. Now, the fact that we can so just absolutely annihilate the market when things are all systems go, to me removes any missed opportunity. And this would be a maximizing, I'd say, or minimizing your risk. This would be the lowest level risk that what I'm describing that you could participate in. I'd say that. Right? The lowest level risk that you could participate in would be we're up and out. Let me see. Ethereum at 3,000. We need to talk. Miner, we got to talk. You got to buzz me, huh? You got to buzz me. Call the DC line. This is area code, guys. It's just my area code. So you call them my DC line. Text me on DC. I have no idea. You want Ethereum? What do you want to buy it at? You want to buy it at $200? You make Ethereum. We want to make Ethereum. No monkeys. No monkey. No NFT monkeys. Help people make money to go buy monkeys. You guys know what you could be doing with that stuff? Do you guys realize that you're going to go buy a bunch of monkeys? Hey, why don't you guys trade? Why don't you have fun? Why don't you, support some people? Do some cool stuff in life. Man, people buying monkeys. That's a waste. That's a waste. Monkey business. I ain't around for monkey business. Up and out of the move to the upside, downward sloping channel. Boom. That's nice. If you're buying a multi-million-dollar monkey and you don't have a Ferrari on the racetrack that you can go to at any point in time and go rip around that racetrack like you mean business and you know how to drive that Ferrari, then you have completely wasted your life. Period. I have to say that. You want to be known for a monkey? Go get yourself in a sports car. Go realize what a challenge there is in life. Go pilot a professional sports car. Literally a race car on a racetrack. Do something impressive. Don't buy a monkey. Just, come on. Go pilot a professional sports car. Please do something exciting. Don't buy a monkey. No monkeys here. Move to the upside, downward sloping channel. Interesting look. We're up and out. We are up and out. Now, what is Bitcoin doing? I got to ask you guys, what is Bitcoin doing? Huh? What is she doing? Up and out of a rising wedge feature. Huh? She laid waste to quite a few of these. She laid waste to quite a few of these. Look at the level of confirmation on top of the rising. Guys, the ascending triangulation, which has its deficit. Welcome to risk, right? Swing failure here. Very interesting. Nice patterning. I like the challenge. I always like the challenge. But it's also different, guys, if you decide to trade. Well, I'm gonna put in a couple grand. Okay. If that's a big deal or not, okay. Well, I'm gonna put in 10 grand. Okay. You're gonna put in 10 grand. Well, I'm gonna put in 200 grand. Okay, you want to put in 200 grand. Huh, okay. When you start getting into a level, what it may be, 200 grand or 2 million, whatever the level may be for you, at some point it's going to make some sense to you. They're like, well, actually, I prefer not to do that on an ascending wedge. Oh, I see. Once you get to 2 million, then, yeah, I'd like to think of trades as if I am involved in heavy positions at all times. And I'm not always involved in heavy positions at all times. Let me see what we got. Pathfinder. Sometimes I'm involved in heavy positions, but I like the mindset to stay the same, whether or not I'm in a small position or a heavy position, right? Let's see what we got. Buying a monkey image is the last thing on my list. Hey, poor monkeys. What are they going to do now? I mean, God, I'm not going to buy a monkey. I thought it was so funny what Elon Musk did. You guys saw that? He changed his deal to the monkeys, right? What do we got? We got, well, check it out. We got Crystal Ball. What's up, Crystal Ball? Nice Crystal Ball in the house restricted VIP zone. Brother, what is going on? We're excited. We got some news. Guys, we have a new member of the VIP in the house. What's up, Crystal Ball. Exciting for you to be here, brother. I got to do this. Don't we have something exciting for VIP? I thought I had some welcome. I don't know if this is it. I hope I can hit the right button here for Crystal Ball. We'll get you in the back, first of all, while BTC's playing. Brother, you're joining the right group, my man. Look at this. I need you to go to VIP. I need you to reply to our first pinned tweet right here. Bam. And put I am VIP. Okay, I need you to put I am VIP. Okay, and push tweet. Boom. I'll pick you up. I'll put you in the back. You'll be in that mode. New VIP. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Very exciting for us. We're very, very excited, guys, to have Crystal Ball. What's up, Crystal Ball? Let us know. What do you trade? Let it go. Go ahead and light up the chats. What do you trade, my man? We got some good book for you to dig into. Let me see if this is the right shot here. Let me see if this is right. See what we got. There we go, and there we go. In terms of that, I just wanted to welcome you to VIP. Man, it's the place to be. We got some good guys, some good stuff going on. We're excited to have you, brother. Period. So you're joining the ranks of some really, really cool cats, cool dudes. You know this, or else you wouldn't have joined. Congratulations, pushing the button. That's what we like to see. And you'll have access to me as well. I've made it a point, and I'm excited about this, guys. I did this before the launch and before this takeoff today. I let everybody know, and I just did this. I let everybody know in this zone here before we launched up and out of this wedge. I think everyone whose cell phone I had, if I don't have your cell phone, give me your cell phone, please, in the back and DM. But I let everybody know. I'm like, I would like to spend time with you and make sure that you know how to take advantage of opportunities in the market. I don't always do that. I left little voice messages for everybody and send them text messages because I want people to be able to take advantages of moves in the market. So I told that to all the VIP. I gave that to all the VIP this morning before we launched out. You know, I guess I could have just left messages. Oh, by the way, I think you should go really heavy on a 10x in BTC. That's not what I'm talking about. I want to make sure that you understand in terms of your interaction with the market that it's not about me saying, and you do, and hey, we all make money. Good, right? You tell me I make money. We all make money. How about that? No, I want you to be good in the market. All right? So I called this morning before the launch and breakout. Left Angel a message, and I just love you, brother. I have to leave you a message anyway if I'm calling VIP or something. I got to leave you one too. But I want to make sure everybody is plugged in, period. Everybody understands, right? It's a big deal for me that everybody's plugged in on that level. So you guys know you got the message today. Boom. Pathfinder, not sure that I left you that message. Not sure, Pathfinder. Have to think who else may not have gotten that message. If I didn't hit you with the message, I tried to hit you with the DM. And to the extent that you have that or not, let me just look at this real quickly. I'm going to get into the channel framework because I need to put a few things into the chat. So I have to open up the chat for myself. Let's see if I can do that expeditiously. Seeing a little bit of a pour down. Not much, but just seeing some price action. Again, if I'm putting $2 million into a trade, do I want to just boom? No, guys. No. No. That's just me. Now it's trying to handle the specific rising wedge, okay? Because that doesn't feel good. Bam. On a larger position, it doesn't feel good, right? It just doesn't. You get in, you want the momentum to the upside, boom, right? I'm telling you, that's just me. That's maximum risk there. I say risk elimination there. And I'd start to hunt left for flat tops. Let me get into this real quickly. Let me see what I got in terms of this move. Now let me go ahead and put in here. I'm going to put in for our new VIP. Let me put this in here for the new VIP. And what is it? I like that. Cristobal. Man, Cristobal is a special name for me. Please reply to first pinned tweet. PINNEDTWEET. To first pinned tweet. Boom. There we go. You are on it, Cristobal. Nice to see. Nice to see what we got. And I'll also put in the framework here. Let's go ahead and put in LBank. We'll put that in the chat. We'll pin it to the top. LBank is the exchange. You're going to like it a lot in terms of leverage. Let's say 125x. I'm going to say 1 to 125x. 50x alts. LBank. Boom. And I'm going to put in here John J. Murphy. And that's going to be technical analysis of the futures. And I always say the futures. That was the book I started with. Hold on one second. Pardon me. That was the book I started with, was technical analysis of the futures market. Let me lean over here and see if I can get into. I'm actually on YouTube right now typing these in. That's not normally my my MO in terms of being a part of the chats like this, but I'll do this. I want to make sure that you have all this information. Technical analysis of the financial markets. Of the financial markets. Now, originally, I had read John J. Murphy's, which is the New York Institute of Finance, okay? Analysis of the financial markets. I had read the, I'm going to put here, please buy and today overnight. There we go. Now there's a confirmation on the ascending triangle. That's a decent trade. Let me get this into the chats. That's all for you, Cristobal, Crypto. That is all for you, 100%. Nice confirmation back onto the ascending. Yeah, shoot. You guys hear that? Hopefully you don't hear that too much. That is the plugged in phone. Let me get this. I have to recharge this part of my trade execution personally. When I plug it into the phone or into the computer, it gets a little bit jostled. So looks like we have completed or dealt with this rising wedge. I'm satisfied with that. Let's look at where we are on trades. What are VIP doing? We have an amplitude measurement of this ascending triangle. Okay? A little bit imperfect with the, I'm just going to continue to say, guys, a little bit imperfect with the breakout expectation. Okay, we do have a confirmation. You may be in a zone with a little bit of a risk in terms of the return still to this level of preceding resistance. If you set orders here or traded and you're in a small, I'd say a small amount of profit, congratulations. Profit is profit. You guys know that. And where are we at now? Let's look at price, 39,765. Let me look at a few things on the side here. We're just really excited about Cristobal being in VIP. Cristobal. This is cool, man. Cristobal. We're digging it, man. Totally digging it. We focus on TA. We're kind of choosy, I'd say, on what we decide to trade. We like to catch the spikes. Boom. Big moves, right? To the extent that we're looking at a bull flag right now with some complications. It didn't exactly perfectly meet my requirements, me personally, for just like a really brilliant, easy, not easy, but what I say, just a really brilliant, really strong trade that I would want to just hammer into. I'm selective on my trades to the extent that it does go up. We've got an upside target, about 2% to the upside. That'd be great to see that. We'd love to see BTC move to the upside. I want to take a look at the possibility, however, for even a further return to this level of prior resistance. Doesn't have to be. We've just seen that quite a bit in the market. We'd like to see this with some momentum, right? What we started to get. This is two grabs. No, guys, this is two grabs at the market. All right? First grab here. You guys know this on long. First grab here. Boom. Market participants enter. Copy that. Bam. Second grab. Boom. Nice move. Failed the completion of, thus far, failed a completion move to the upside of the ascending triangle. We hope that, I just have to say, guys, we hope, now with the ascending wedge, we can't say much, guys, in terms of, like, if we say hope, probably, but right there we've said enough. Descending line of support here is not what is indicated. We'd like to see the target of the upside of at least this ascending triangle be completed. That much I'm for. I'd like to see that upside completion of the ascending triangle. Flat top resistance, ascending line of support on different time frames, conflicting with the candle wicks, from the lines to the candle wicks. If you're trading, congratulations. And when I go conservative, guys, on a trade, just understand that's me. If I'm trading heavier amounts of money or something like that, if I choose to trade a heavier amount of money or a lighter amount of money, I'd like to approach it the same in terms of my approach in the market, to the extent that you guys are trading heavily or lightly. I know that we have people in both camps. To the extent that you're trading heavily or lightly and you feel like you've missed out, I think that you should restructure your thinking in 2022. And I think you should stop looking at something that went even 20%. If something were to go 20% or 50%, if something even went 50%, honestly, if something like Ape went 50%, what was the total here? If it went up 113%, yeah, and it decided to capitulate down 50%. Now, it went 108%. Just to talk about this, guys, we wrap our minds around the market right now. Our participation in a week, it went 115%. Then, in a number of days, it's gone down. Number of 4 days, it's gone down 50%. So a week up 100%, then down 50%. Guys, that's heavy stuff, right? That's just heavy stuff. Looking at price action, what'd you miss? You're sideways, guys. Boom. All right. Now it's price action, but leverage allows you to speed up price action. It just does. Leverage will allow you to speed up price action as you further, master the details of trading, as you further refine your participation in the market. You will be less and less concerned about missing price action. You'll be able to recreate it. That's just, you'll have that X factor in terms of the ability to interact with the trades on more of a time and place of your choosing. That's the idea, time and place of your choosing. You don't have to stay, geared into the market for Ape to go up and then down. It's just, to the extent that you guys are longer term investors, that's the investment, that's probably the investment discussion that you may not get as much of here. We like to trade. We still have deep core acquisitions. We had that in 2022. We'll have some more of those in we had that in 2021. Luna was the feature. Was $4.06 in terms of a core acquisition. We'll have some more core acquisitions here to spice things up in 2022. We will. And to the extent that isn't this nice? Here we go. To the extent that we're looking at another feature here on the 15-second. Very interesting now. We had a breakout with an ascending wedge. Now we have that secondary ascending wedge. We have completed at least a return to at least that peak here. So I'm satisfied with that. We have another battle ongoing with BTC right now in the form of an ascending wedge. Not comfortable if you've got involved in it. It's just not. I didn't hit the button. But if you're looking for the upside target here, there's no problem. It's not necessarily ideal to trade a bullish breakout with a bearish pattern, much less now you're stuck in another bearish pattern. You can still perform well. You guys know that. You can still do well. I mean, you can trade a bearish pattern is the bottom line. You guys know that. You can trade a bearish pattern. Differentiation on those lower time frames, okay? That 15 seconds is not very friendly. We'd like to see this spend a little bit of time sideways and really potentially even get a little bit down. Or let's formulate an ascending triangle, something exciting in the zone, or operate at support, and boom, let's break through this guy. There's time and places to trade, in my opinion. There are times and places to trade ascending wedges, okay? And it's when you've been trading them, in my opinion, when you've been trading them and you know everything they can do, okay? And you need to kind of have mastered ascending wedges, right? From the fib drawdown, okay? In terms of, are you scaled in? Are you full throttle on that line of support? Or are you scaled in? right? Are you short at all? Are you long? Where are you in terms of this, guys? Looking at this framework very quickly on an ascending wedge, are you just going to trade it with a long? Are you going to trade it with a short as well? As we would go into, why don't we go into something along the lines of this to look at upside extension targets, right? Upside extension targets to program in your shorts, to schedule in your shorts. And let's see here. Yeah, crystal ball, we certainly could. I'd like to know what your we're on BTC right now. I'd like to know what your trade background is. We'd love to know what the details are in terms of everything. Let me see. Sure. What is your trade background? Let's see what we got. Background. Boom. We're excited to have you in VIP, without a doubt. Cristobal Crypto. That's just so cool. Cristobal. That was my best friend's name when I was growing up, Cristobal. Just so you know. My best friend's name when I was growing up. Very, very cool stuff. Glad to have you, brother. And digging into, let's see Luna real quickly. Don't want to lose BTC necessarily right now. I may actually cut a quick video for you in the back. How about that? I'll cut a quick video for you in the back. Since you're VIP, I'll cut a quick video for you and put it in the back DM for you. Does that sound good, Cristobal? I'd be happy to do that. From what we can see right now, I don't want to take the focus off of BTC. We had a spike today. Learning. Okay, great. Let me see. I'm excited that you're learning. That's really exciting. Let me see. Let's see what we got here. And you got that information above. I put that information there for you, without a doubt. I put that there for you. And let me see if I can get over into here. That is great. Learning. Perfect. Those messages, let me put above are for you. Let me put that in here. Are for you. Boom. And hit up that Twitter, and we'll be able to get into all the details. Let me just hit this real quickly on Luna. Interesting framework to look at. We had on Luna, and now $4.06 was our target in 2021. It was a nice target for a run-up to $87 currently. Luna established an upward sloping channel. Multiple attempts for an inverse head and shoulder. Very difficult. I'm going to say very difficult because the market participants that were involved in Luna wanted to see the inverse head and shoulder play. And it just wouldn't do it. And everybody's like, come on, you have to at some point give us one of these. But it formulated multiple inverse head and shoulders. You look at the left shoulder, the head formation, the right shoulder. It failed a monster move to the upside, so that you know the completion move. It could have been to the upside, and it wasn't. Let's look at this real quickly. And when you say, do Luna, like give me Luna, I'm not sure how you're trading it, if you're trading it, what you're trading with it, right? It's you're looking for targets, looking for it's a complicated decision or complicated discussion. Could have been a 47% move to the upside. $150 would have been indicated with that inverse head and shoulders on a quick draw basis, okay? Meaning I'm quick drawing. It did have this classic bull flag feature below. We really want to welcome you to VIP, by the way. What is up, and welcome to the VIP. Feel like saying, finally, man, welcome, finally to the VIP. Much better, huh? Much, much better. Move to the upside. This small bull flag, bam, is the quintessential beautiful move for Luna. Now, if you're on 3L or we're on 3L or 5L with Luna, this became difficult. I'm just going to tell you, anytime you see a coin that drops down 36% on 3L, if they're paying you real 3L, you're gone. If they're paying you 3L. If they're not paying you 3 times 3L, then it's like, well, it's not that big of a loss. You didn't lose everything. They're also not paying you 3L. They're probably paying you 2 something. So to the extent that this was a washout for you, it becomes increasingly important for you to take advantage of the moves and the tops, level of resistance here, level of support. The amplitude of this channel became very important with this carry down feature here. Boom. carry down feature, and we talked about this carry down feature from this specific prior breakout to, and not the extensions. We want the retracements on Luna right now. Let me flash back, and BTC is still doing okay. I want to check in with Bitcoin. Looking at this hit down into the golden pocket, I did a video on that, and I hope that you picked up on that golden pocket hit here from the preceding breakout. If you're trading and you're learning, preceding breakout, initiate target, bam. Breakout from the preceding pattern is where we initiate the target. The bull flag, move up, downward channel, break out of the preceding pattern right over the resistance. I initiate the Fibonacci tool, Fibonacci retracement, right? Bam. I draw up to the top, okay? I draw up to the top, typically on the candle wick. I'll say on the candle wick that's our strategy. And what do you get there? What do you get when you draw up to the top? You get hits on that golden pocket, that 61.8 to the 65th. That magical kind of gripping number acts like a magnet, right? Let me flip back, make sure on BTC. Okay. Yep, she wants to pop a little bit on her own golden pocket. She on a golden pocket right now. Just speak of it. There we go. In terms of this move from the low here to this high here, she's on the golden pocket as well. Great demonstration of that hit on the golden pocket. As you see, we're not just seeing phenomenally, incredibly moving price action on Bitcoin. I like momentum, guys. I don't like it to last days and weeks and months. I like momentum. I mean, it can grind along. I like it when it lasts like minutes, right? I like it when it really gets up and goes. So to the extent that we have a hit here on the golden pocket, that's a nice hit. We're going to keep a mindful eye on that in terms of being up and over this ascending triangle. If you're in the trade and it's grinding along and you're making money, congratulations, guys. It wasn't my favorite trade because I didn't really want to participate in something that looked like this. To tell you the truth, honestly, just me, right? I don't like bearish pattern. It's not my preferred move. I like strong price action, aggressive price action. So ascending triangle, in terms of flat top resistance, ascending line of support, right? In terms of the move on BTC, up, downward sloping channel, differentiated on the candle wicks. That equals risk. It's like, well, you don't know the answer. No, I know the answer involves risk, and most people don't want to hear that. Most people do not want to hear the fact that things involve risk. They want the easy answer. And don't play Lazy Street here. I just invite no one to play that here because we'll catch you. If you just even in ballpark, just from this channel formation on Luna, right, the support to resistance, the framework amplitude carried down, nice golden pocket hit. You could have had orders waiting at the golden pocket and the 786, maybe compounded down at even the 86. And then that full retracement would have been a target as well. We saw a decent hit from the golden pocket, right? The decent hit from the golden pocket, 25, what is that, 27%. Then we saw another capitulation and a reversal down of about 23%, enough to wipe out any 5x positions. You guys know that, any 5x positions, probably 4x as well, any 4x on leverage. And this specific bull flag just did not hold. We're looking for that bull flag to hold. It was a move to the upside, downward sloping channel. We're recouping that right now with an additional hit on the golden pocket. Imperfect technicals, bottom line. If you trade Luna, you are familiar with imperfect technicals. To the extent that we have formulated some sort of a triangulation now, and the buyers and sellers, the market participants are looking at this level of resistance, level of support, I would say indeed we are looking at a potential for a breakout to now be constituted by, let's say, a move to the upside with the amplitude of this triangulation. And so it's not all lost. Let's look at BTC, and let me make sure that we're not missing a huge move on BTC because that's our baby here. That's important. In terms of BTC, bam, okay. Looking at the framework of this triangulation, right? We need a breakout over resistance. If you're long and not short, you make money when it goes down. You guys know that, right? Looking at this amplitude move, it would be a nice move depending upon where breakout occurred. Depending upon where breakout occurred, the amplitude would be carried up to that point, okay? And I will caution you that you could have, from this preceding resistance to the resistance, you could have an interrupter in the form of that level of resistance as well. Okay, but let's just say we could achieve a breakout in line with, and we would go to the fib wedge. I'd want to see the fib wedge. I'd want to say, typically I would want to break out if I designate this properly, right, within this level of support, resistance, right, initiating the fib wedge. I want to break out before I get to that 23.6. I could tighten this up a bit. I could make a good case for tightening this up just with this amplitude move here from the support to the resistance, okay, to the resistance support. I don't want to get involved in that red zone, the fib wedge. I don't want to do it. It's a tool. You can look at it. Put a star next to any tool that you like. Put a star next to it, okay? You can more easily identify them. And they'll pop up when you need them at times. On TradingView, make sure you have the premium edition as well, okay? Resistance, support. Now, we need to break through resistance. We need to confirm and boom, move to the upside. It could be a good trade if you're looking for a nice trade, okay? Always be aware of, I'd say, the potential for a fake out on any, as we're trading an ascending triangle. This one, I'll put it in context on BTC. This is not a spectacular ascending triangle. We had a deviation here on this lower level here. We had a swing failure. That means, well, we're moving to the upside. The staircase is in order, no deviation. Swing failure is boom, we break down the staircase. Okay, this is all the steps up on lows, higher lows, higher lows. Boom, we break that staircase formation, swing failure. Okay, so we don't like to see a swing failure on it violates the nature of an ascending triangle. Okay, ascending meaning flat top resistance. I want that top flat. Ascending line of support. Okay, that ascending line of support needs to come in with force, right? It needs to come in with force. It needs to be respected, right? We don't want to see, even on the candle wicks, a flash down to where we break that staircase, which is going to the upside, right? We don't want to break that staircase. Then we have that swing failure. It's just not as strong in terms of the move. We would have liked to have seen a move from a regular ascending triangle. Boom, nice move for the amplitude. Again, of the, let's say the amplitude here, just a nice boom, move to the upside. We have frustrated, okay? Could have to do, I believe it does have to do with this swing failure indicated on the candle wick time frame, or on the candle wick chart. Pardon. So looking at Luna, that's where you're at now, okay? I would also just caution you that there are going to be, if you're long or short, something I want everyone to understand. Being long or being short, guys, okay? You're going to have short targets to engage like this. You're at a short target right now, okay? That's just the bottom line. Right now, you're at the 38.2. People are shorting. At the 50, people are shorting. At the golden pocket, they're short. They're going to sell as Luna goes up. The same way you want to buy when it's going down, people are ready to sell when it's going up. At all times, with targets, extensions, okay, Fibonacci extensions. And for this extension, particularly, I go from the low to the high to the low right here. Boom, giving me my levels. I may have a specified time frame that I choose, that I always use for my extensions. I may always use instead the candle wicks. I may use, instead of more aggressive like that, I may be more conservative, and I may use a larger time frame and just say on the 4 hourly. I want to go from the 4 hourly. I'm going to go from the low to the high to the low here. That's it. I'm going to go from the low to the high to the low. Let's say the preceding low. I'd probably choose this one, guys. This preceding, this initiation, low to the high to the low. And I would look at these levels of initiating my short targets, okay? That's just how that is. Those are levels of completion for you to the upside. Let's say that $93 mark, okay? $93. I'd say that's a completion move to the upside. It's also an area at each one of these moves on the extensions, Fibonacci extensions, where you're going to have sellers engage with shorts, period. You'll have them on the macro. You'll have them on the micro. That was macro. This is micro. Okay, just period. You're not going to stop the process of people jumping in with shorts. Okay, they're selling, they're shorting at these levels. These are take targets, potential take targets. Now, in terms of Luna, I will expressly state that Luna does not like to be highly technical at times. She likes her, she loves her channels. She loves them. Okay, she just loves her channels, period. Looking at this kind of channel formation from 2021, everybody got to know that channel framework. Very nice, with an interior level, and I'd say a threshold of a lower and an upper bound, right? So we would look at that. It became extremely predictable, extremely tradable in terms of this threshold, this 2021, this power move up. It was just phenomenal way to make money. Luna has another channel to the upside now, a little bit more aggressively angled. The more aggressively angled, the more steep that the slope is on the channel framework, the less likely it is to hold. And it's nice to have some, I'd say some, it's nice to have some perspective from this specific channel framework that did hold quite well into this one that capitulated a little bit earlier on. Okay, this one held quite a while. This is capitulated a little bit earlier on. So we'll be continuing to look at the framework of that. In addition, we're going to, within that, with that technical framework in mind, also going to pull into context a potential for a pattern like this, a pattern that would be expressive of a descending triangle. Particularly notable due to the fact that we have flat bottom support. Very important flat bottom support, okay? And we have not been able to establish an inverse head and shoulders, so I will bring up the notion as to whether or not the actual head and shoulders pattern would be indicated instead, with a left shoulder, the head formation, and the right shoulder. Would require really getting down into some unfavorable framework in terms of its designation, with the left shoulder being a little bit brief here, a little bit abbreviated, and it would require a move down, quite a move down, let's say below that golden pocket. Looking at the potential for a move down, were to break down, you could look for a target down in through, believe it or not, and I don't even want to say that for Luna, I don't know if I can say that, $38 potentially if that head and shoulders pattern were to work out. Now, you say that couldn't happen, right? What did it get to? 44. Got to 44 recently, relatively recently. It's been quite a while since then. Just understand the upside and downside risk, where your targets would be, right? And for the ultimate targets, I would go as a conclusionary, I'd say the conclusive aspect here. I would look into your daily. I'd go into the daily. I'd go ground zero. And I would want to know from ground zero to the all-time high what we're looking at in terms of our targets. Real simple stuff. We're about on that 38.2 right now. Okay, that 38.2% retracement of the entirety of the price action to the upside. I'll clean this up for us. Okay, the entirety of the price action to the upside, to the all-time high. Okay, $1.20, right at $120, right? That retracement, we're just sitting right above that 38.2. So we're reinforcing some levels that are right off Fibonacci. And on this, on the daily, you're trying to do this. I know if you're trading long, you're trying to get this out of it, right? You're trying to get something like this, right? You're trying to get some sort of a near breakout on that daily feature, right? Into the wedge that maybe Bitcoin's also doing. You have this. Okay, so to the extent that you're also trying to create a descending triangle that is about to break out, I can understand the impetus to do that. You would like to have support, resistance, support, resistance, support. Believe it or not, you want it a little bit better defined than that. Let me go to the 4-hourly and see if I can make this this target work to the upside. If we're going for because that's a clear target as well. We have differentiated targets between the, and we do have the ascension, huh? Let's see how close this is. It's close, huh? It's closer on the actual candle wicks. Again, candle wick differentiation. Give me 2 seconds. Let me look at the at BTC. Just hammering sideways. Come on, Bitcoin. Who went long on Bitcoin? Did you guys get in that trade? Not bad if you did. Let's look at it real quickly. Let's look at this while I talk to Crystal Ball a little bit about Luna. If you tell me what you're doing with Luna, it makes it a little bit easier for me to talk to you about it, by the way. 0.13%. Okay, 0.13%. And let's look at not for Luna, for BTC. Let's look at what BTC is doing after the hit at the golden pocket real quickly. And not exactly, a little bit of an overshot on what we're trying to pick up on. But not exactly bearish. What you guys say? I'd like to pick up with an ascending triangle in this zone. Here we are again looking for an ascending triangle framework to put something into. Always looking for a flat top. Always, guys, without a doubt. One of the most relevant and consistent patterns that you'll see in the market would be an ascending triangle, period. To the extent that we have the level of support to hold, it's just an easy formula as well as you look at just not breaking support, right? Getting up and out with a level of amplitude measurement. They're one of the simplest patterns for you guys to trade and one of the most consistent as well. I like to reinforce them to the traders. They have quite a bit of success, and as you're looking at creating profits, generating profits in the market, it can be crucial. So looking for as you're looking for a direction, patterns typically will give you direction, as will levels of support and resistance, as will Fibonacci targets. Period. Okay? I want to know if it's going to go up or down. Okay? Patterns will give you general direction, as will levels of support and resistance, as will levels of the Fibonacci. You wanted to go long, but now I don't know. Thank you. That was great. Yeah, and you wanted to go long now on you want to go long on Luna, huh? I see why you'd want to. In the framework of a descending triangulation, if you want to step it into a descending triangle on the candle wicks, let's see what we got. Bum, 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 bum. You didn't like the golden pocket, huh? I would have preferred, I would have said hit your targets on the golden pocket, 13.8%. On that would have been nice. A secondary hit on the golden pocket would have been nice, huh? You want to do it now? Do you want to trade a breakout of a descending triangulation, which is on the lines? I gave it to you on the lines. You may be interested in. You're going to have to play the candle wicks to give you your best case of, and I say reinforce your position. You want to trade a descending triangle on the candle wicks to the upside. I don't. Man, Luna's strong. Do you trade Luna enough? That'd be the question. Do you trade Luna enough to where you know it can blister through a lot of bearish patterns? If you trade Luna a lot, you're probably of the opinion that it can beat this thing, no problem, huh? Because Luna, it can lay waste to the bears. It just can, without a doubt. But it has to get going. It has to have those days where it's rolling to the upside, like from this sector in here was nice, right? Multiple days, refusal to capitulate, and the demonstrated feature there was price action up and above the EMAs, which I know you're also looking at. Flipping the EMAs here required. And in terms of level of resistance, support, can you get out up and above that level of resistance? Just understand, if you go long on Luna, on the candle wicks, you've got a descending triangle, and bulls don't like descending triangles. Can it go up and complete to the upside? Sure. Without a doubt, no problem. Conservative, I'd say median point measurement. I'm not taking the maximum. I'm not taking the minimum in terms of what could or could not go. I'm taking a conservative approach, kind of a hybrid between the original point of, say, initiation and then that resistance to support. And looking at that, I'd just say within reason, and I would refine this, but it could be a 43% move. As we have said that previously about Luna, understand that Luna has not wanted to participate to that level. Recently, when we've had beautiful inverse head and shoulders, Luna has just said no every time. Just absolutely no. Multiple times forming additional right shoulders. Multiple additional right shoulders. We had that set up on the left as well, but it's just, it hasn't wanted to be that real strong mover as of recent. It really disappointed. Though we caught this, we pushed for the inverse head and shoulders, but we caught the break here. That's the important thing. If you guys watch the videos, etc., we'll do the videos. We'll push the bullish features here that are in play. We're going to catch the breakdown of the channel, etc. We're going to catch the target to the downside. That's just a framework of what we do. So understand that if you're watching just part of the videos, it's like, well, that didn't work. Well, we're in the back. We're catching the price, what the price is doing right now. So if you want to trade, if you're the type of trader and you want to trade a a descending triangle breakout, go for it, brother. Without a doubt, go for it. I'm hesitant to trade descending triangle breakouts. That's just me. That's just me. This looks like an interesting trade. I say an interesting trade. I'd be interested to know how heavy are you going? Are you betting the ranch, or are you kind of relaxed, kind of relaxed into it? I know that you want to do well on it. It's just the risk of a descending triangle. If you've never traded one, maybe you want to trade one and get used to how they situate. You'd want to break out of that level of resistance we were talking about, and that's going to be, depending upon you're trading futures, you're trading 3L, 5L. You wanted to go long, so how much leverage, how big of a position, what's your plan B? If that's plan A, what's your plan B? I would say that as well. Never be overexposed in any specific trade. I mean, trade it. I'm not going to tell you not to trade it. Trade it. But set your stop loss and go for it, brother. Get into it and set your stop loss and go for it. Swing for the fence at least, right? You don't have to hit it completely out of the ballpark, but swing for the fences. What you doing? Cool. Yeah, we just we try and also I'd say look at your schedule. What's your in terms of like Luna or anything else, your trade, the duration of the trade, how long you're looking at being in the trade, what's your capacity, like just psychologically with being in a trade for a long time. And VIP know this in the back. We'll spend we trade something heavy leverage and we'll get in and out on a high probability trade, no problem. And people are jumping up and down because something just went up 30% today. Okay, and you probably know enough about the market. It's like that's fine. It's just there's no missed opportunity anywhere we look. Like sit down, look at the market. If it offers you a great trade, that's great. If you're the kind of person that wants to stay in a trade for 3, 4, 5 days, or for 2, 3, 4 weeks, right? That's fine. If or months or something like that, maybe that's a different angle than what we're dealing with. We're trying to maximize involvement in the trade. I say minimize involvement in less amount of time spent with the market producing more results is really what we want. Less time spent with the market producing more results. So to the extent that to the extent that Luna accommodates that, I'm interested that you're interested in Luna. That's an interesting coin. We have a lot of history with Luna. $4.06 price target. That's easy, huh? Just $4.06 here, boom. Just forget about it. That's an easy approach. But as you trade Luna, she becomes a little bit trickier. I don't dislike trading Luna. Now, getting back into the feature of BTC, lack of full completion to the upside on the ascending triangle. If you're in the trade, I am sorry. If you're long on BTC, I didn't like it. She's close to producing her, upside potential here on the ascending triangle within threshold. However, we do have this. You guys have to admit we do have this swing failure here. So she got close. She's gotten close. I know it's not what you want to see, and we failed this ascending triangle. That's interesting to me that we failed the notion, I'm going to say, of the ascending triangle. We really didn't have the complete here. I want the 1, 2, 1, 2. You guys know that in terms of the resistance, I want 1, 2, 1, 2, boom, up and out. This didn't qualify. The preceding level wasn't flat, so I want the 1, 2, and it was essentially 3, 4 up and out. Okay, so yeah, if you played a breakout here, you're still in the money. I'm going to say that. If you played the breakout here, you're still probably in the money if you're long on BTC. But man, how long has that taken you guys? If you guys got in that trade, we've been chilling out, chatting, talking with Cristobal. Cristobal, get on that DM, please. So that Twitter and go reply to the first pin tweet. You guys have been in that for an hour and 18 minutes? No way. For 0.08%? Come on, guys. You guys are VIP. Come on. Pin tweet, Cristobal, hit up I am VIP. Okay? And put me, do that. I will get you in the back. We'll put you in the chat rooms, etc. And we'll get to trading. We have a lot of cool new guys. Jubal is new. What's up, Jubal? Hope you're doing well. Hope everything's going good in Alaska, man. Alaska. That's so cool. That's a nice place. You got the time advantage on a lot of people. Everybody's getting tired here in the middle and eastern part of the states. I appreciate that, Miner. Lund is the top dog for TA on air, hands down. we pay attention, don't we? We focus on we focus on TA, and I appreciate that, Miner. I appreciate that a lot. You gotta send me that email, bro. I want that email. I think you may maybe send it or not, but thank you for the compliment very much. So it's just buy at support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns, and hit your targets. Of that set, and it's a good discussion with Cristobal, because of that set you may have, like for me, the descending triangle is not one of my patterns. It's just not one of my deals. You can show it to me on Luna, on BTC, or on anything else. I don't really want to trade it. I like ascending triangles. I like bull flags, and I like to short up above wedges, and I like to long back up into failed descending wedges. Okay, so I like to short above an ascending wedge. I like to long below a descending wedge. That's one of the things. Those are the way that the patterns come into mix for me. But you'll have your own structure framework that you come into in terms of hitting targets. Like you can just, I mean, literally any day you want to, guys, you can sit there, and I'll say unless it's really aggressive, right? And if it's really aggressive, you're working on macro targets, macro retracements, or macro. You could do macro shorts if it's really going up, and it really a lot of aggressive price action to the upside. You could go from micro, small frame, small time frame targets to the downside or upside to super, really getting into some really colossal moves. You go to macro, big picture targets to the downside and the upside, and you're just how many days? What do we say? How many days do you guys have where you can't sit down and hit a Fibonacci target? Like it becomes very simple, guys. How many days have we? I mean, is there's not a single day that goes by in the DM in the back we can't sit down and hit a Fibonacci target. Now, sometimes it'll hit your stop loss and pop you through, and the trade's no good. Bottom line, period. You know this. This is the market. I mean, it is the market. That's the risk involved. But many times, like the majority of the time, vast majority of the time, we're able to sit and hit targets in the back. It's not like printing cash. It's not like a guaranteed successful. It's just not like an infomercial. This is the real market, guys. For anybody who got involved in this trade, it's a tough trade. I didn't trade it. I didn't like it. It's a tough trade. Quick. You had to be relatively quick. It's a hour and some odd minutes. Essentially sideways now. What's the recovery? Right? Where are we at now in terms of the assessment for where BTC is, where she's headed? Is this this is it? No, it's just now we do the reassessment from I'll tell you from right now where we just hit level of support, right on the 1 minute. We have to hunt for it sometimes, right? Sometimes we have to hunt for where we're at, find that optimal level without the breach on the 15-second. That 1 minute looks like it's holding thus far. We have Fibonacci's, right? That's one level of the Fibonacci that's hit right now. So as we talk about your approach in 2022, I want to refocus on one thing, guys. Fear of what? Missed opportunity? What? No. BTC was up. If you didn't catch the spike yesterday, big deal. If you didn't catch it, APE went up 40%, man, you missed it. All right. You can book a 40% trade or a 100% trade tomorrow. If you're scoped in on almost any coin that you'd want to that's going to move 1% or 2%. You guys know this. You guys know what you're doing. As you look at leverage, though, just participate with caution and understand increased leverage is a decrease in the amount of capital requirement. Increased leverage decreases your capital requirement. You don't have to spend the money. You don't have to put that huge amount of cash in, particularly if you're not at the point yet where you can sit down and book 3 or 4 or 5 trades in a row. Getting to that point is the goal. You guys can get there, okay? The books that I pointed out. Thank you. I appreciate that, Miner. Going to resend now. Let me know if you receive it. I appreciate that. I will let you know that I receive it. Looking at the framework here on BTC. Let's go into the 30-minute real quickly. And interesting work here. Now we're a little bit into this mode. Let me clean this up just a touch so we can look at the 30-minute time frame. Now, 30-minute time frame, remember, can be your foe or your friend. Period. Can be your foe or your friend or your foe, essentially. That's a nice dynamic to pick up into. Hey, Bitcoin. Have a downside target here. We just do. We just will. But it's only on the one time frame. I wouldn't say that's a heavily confirmed downside target. I just wouldn't. It is a target. Right now, it looks like it's pretty far away. You guys know how these work, though. It's a downside target for a reason. There are a lot of traders who want to reach this target, without a doubt. A lot of traders want to get to that target. So, and let me refine this just a touch. Sent now. Okay, that's the email been trying to get to you. My number is in there as well, brother. All right. That's great news. So we welcome tonight Cristobal. That's awesome. Cristobal, welcome, brother. I'm going to let you guys know one thing right now. If you're looking for an entry on Bitcoin, man, I missed the price action. I need an entry on Bitcoin. What am I going to do? 39,434. Okay? Second one's going to be 39,065. The third one's going to be 38,766. Now run this by your exchange. Make sure it's price specific to your exchange. Roll out your Fibonacci's. Roll into it, guys. Okay? More aggressively speaking, you're going to step these up to the point of breakout. Okay? And you're really going to want to make sure on your specific chart, you're going to want to make sure on that 4 hourly, for instance, let's say I decide I want an entry on Bitcoin. I don't have one. All right. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to go from the point of breakout, okay, on the Fibonacci's, step this up in through this area, and we'll go to the candle wick. Perfect. And then these would be my more aggressive targets, okay? These would be my more aggressive targets that I would be looking at from the point of breakout. Convoluted breakout. You guys know that. Convoluted breakout. Let's get into it with the levels. Looks like we're right on that 38.2. That 38.2 has received a lot of attention here. It just has. That's a bullish pickup level. The 38.2, 23.6, we understand going beyond the 23.6. That's kind of normally we'll have that bull pennant, right? We'll have a move to the upside. We'll have a bull pennant, right? Then we'll have the push to the bull flag. Very typical. You guys know, very typical for us to breach a bull pennant, push into a bull flag. The bull pennant normally is the interaction on the 23.6, that top level of Fibonacci, okay? That 38.2 gets into the formation of the bull flag. All right, so as you look at that, the 38.2 is prime real estate if the bulls are going to pick up. That's where we like to see them pick up. It's where we're trying to pick up right now. If you booked a trade or multiple trades at that 38.2, congratulations. In terms of catching the quote-unquote spike, I just tell you guys, relax, chill with it, all right? Just give BTC some time and give yourself some time to acclimate to the market to be able to operate in the way that you want to operate in the market. We're not a everybody point and let's all go jump into that trade. I left messages this morning with VIP, and on each message I left, I literally said that I could, if I had your phone numbers, guys. I left messages this morning, which is like, hey, this is London. I want to make sure that you guys are really advanced enough in your trade game to be able to take advantage of some of the opportunities that are in the market. Right, then in some of the positions in terms of leverage, in terms of the technology required to execute futures, etc., with minimizing your risk, things of that nature, but still able to take advantage of these moves in the market. And that was before we did take off and power up through the move. So that's my approach. Is I want you guys to be able to do this. I want you to be able to. We don't want to know if it's going up or down. Okay, that's fourth grade approach to the market. It's like, well, is it going to go up or is it going to go down? We want to have the strategy to be able to cover. And some of the guys are going to have targets on the top, let's say targets above and targets below. You guys know that. People will have targets set below multiple levels of orders. You guys know this. Multiple levels of orders. Boom. Structured them with leverage, guys. Okay? Below. Then they'll have as well. This is easy stuff, guys. This is nothing difficult. Then they'll have orders above. Easy. Have structured in futures orders, guys, below, potential with leverage, and have shorts ready to sell it if it goes up. So the question is it going up or down? What? No, it's fine whichever direction it chooses to go, right? You can get to that point. If you're not there, we'll work on getting the mentality and the psychology there in 2022, okay, guys? Because the market should never, it optimally should never do anything you aren't prepared for, right? And with that said, sometimes those are the greatest moments when, honestly, sometimes those are the greatest moments when it does something good, some completely unsurprised. Most of the time, if it's unsurprised, it's doing exactly what you want it to do, right? It rarely does that. But we had a good day, guys. We had a good day trying to throw some humor into the mix. We're excited to have Cristobal I'll check that email. Excited to have all the guys in the mix in terms of Pathfinder. Miner, what's up, man? In terms of Sean, the man. In terms of just all the VIP, I hope you guys are doing well. Luke, I know you're listening. What's up, boss man? Angel, I know you're listening. What's up, boss man? I know you guys are doing well in your trades. That's exciting. I'm excited to hear about y'all's trades. In terms of the framework here. We're at a little bit of a subpar level unless we want to constitute this as a return to boom on BTC level of prior resistance to support, right? If we want to constitute that as a naturalized confirmation move here, we could still be in some business. Okay, for this to really traject to the upside, we're going to need a confirmation like we had earlier today on the breakout of the falling wedge. Okay? We're going to need a confirmation. You're going to need to see price go boom. And it's going to need to start just like a boil pot. Literally, just boil pot and then boom. Start to move to the upside. That could interest me to the extent that I'm willing to get over this feature here, which looks like it's already satisfied its expression thus far. Mind the level of resistance above. Without a doubt. Also, this particular zone here looks interesting. See, this is where we get into a little bit of the complication. I'd say not ideal. Flat top here. Yes, we have a flat top, right? This flat top is with one preceding level of resistance. Just one. It's not even a primary resistance. It's just a zigzag on the way down, guys. They call those zigzags. That's what New York Institute of Finance will call them. And what I'll say is just don't be overexposed. Understand targeting to the downside, right? Understand targeting to the upside. Is it a completion target you're trying to get there, or is it a scheduled in order, right? You have orders waiting at that level, below, above, right? Or where are your orders waiting? Your longs below, your shorts above. To enter, schedule them, man. You can type in 20 levels on LBank. You can type in 20 levels of orders you want. That's pretty cool, guys. You guys got it. You start at least to figure out slightly. You can start to slightly figure out some interesting strategy. If you have 20 levels of orders, hey, not bad, huh? Could be a good year. I think it will be, guys. This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Exciting to see some price action on BTC. Let's see what else you can do. I'll be in the back with VIP. I'll cut you guys maybe video if need be, or go through some specifics in terms of the price action in the charts, guys. We'll be in the back end. Can't wait to see and hear about your trades. Bottom line, we like to trade, period. We're pushing into another ascending triangle. Looks like that level of support could be picking up. Not exactly flat, are we? I don't like it, guys. I want it perfectly flat. That's me, market expectations. If the market doesn't meet your expectations, just relax until it does, because it has a way of showing you some good patterns. We've seen some decent patterns here recently, and we'll continue to go over, guys, all the fundamentals and technical analysis. Shout out to the VIP. I appreciate you guys being around, and we will stream tomorrow, and I'll cut a video for you guys or for the general. For everybody, if something very interesting is coming down the pipeline. Watch this as a return to prior resistance support. Essentially, we're gonna need some momentum, guys. It's gonna be obvious. I'll say that we're gonna need some momentum off of this play. Okay, we'll talk to you soon, guys. Appreciate everybody. And Crystal Ball, welcome to VIP. Can't wait to see what 2022 turns into, my man. Hit over on Twitter. Hit me up on that pinned tweet. We'll talk to you.